John Frost looked on the gathered crowd, now 3,000 strong. With heavy heart, his voice rang loud as he sang this loveless song. God is a guide from field, from wave, from plough, from anvil, and from loom. We come our country's rights to save and speak a tyrant faction's doom. We raise the watchword liberty. We will be free. For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order. And bobbies took an oath to be our nation's warders, swearing that they would enforce Sir Robert's Rules of Order. Till Newport rose a million friends who rallied each supporter to join this flood of working men against Robert's Rules of Order. For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order. It went like this. On the steps of Parliament, John Frost stood proud and tall. A hush fell on this great event as he told them one and all: depose the gentry and the crown, depose the House of Lords, or join the Queen in exile by Robert's Rules of Order. So Chartists, Luddites, Communists, recall each faithful martyr who died so you could have your new world Robert's Rules of Order. Say it loud, vote your favor, shout it high. All in favor, you say aye. Favor, aye, favor, aye. A mandate of the people's cry. Favor, aye, favor, aye. Let's hear the opposition side. Like a stubborn donkey's bray. All opposed, you say nay. Opposed, opposed. The motion carries anyway. Currents change and bring to us our dear corrupted warder. In chains subdued and ill-abused, he's left with no supporters. Mobility's will can then proceed by our own rules of order, and we'll all cheer for country's sake when Robert's drawn in quarter. For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament shall be reborn with Robert's Rules of Order.
Oh, so, yep, it did go. Well, we forgot. Hello. Welcome to church, my children.
The heretics are in the temple, properly attired in our heretic cloaks.
We needed candles. Or an incense, one of those incense
we have the Holy Spirit. Spirits.
Right here. Yes,
your spirits are missing a hole. Get that cap off.
You gotta help me because I redid my arm. I didn't re-break it, but I did do something. Like it jarred it. Thank you. And Sir Seebeck got me this in honor of my inauguration.
Now that she is officially a heretic in the temple, she must have the proper cloaking.
I'm no longer just a heretic parishioner. I've joined the clergy. And they're not going to know what to do.
That's the point. That is the point.
That is the point. So I promised you I had an update. So I had an update. On the new RP exam. So at the urging of Richard Brown, who I guess was tired of hearing me bitch about how long it was taking. Yeah, the Lady Harlows. I need a sigil. You don't watch Game of Thrones, so you don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I don't.
What should my sigil be? We'll have to come up with something. Maybe the porcupine. The porcupine sigil. Be of the house. I need a house name, too.
Better than the chicken on a stick.
Yeah, I definitely do not want a chicken on a stick sigil.
Or whatever the heck that you said that is now that you can't unsee.
Oh, no, it looks like the chicken is shooting a bird. Doesn't it? It's like this. Mm-hmm. So I can't unsee that. So on the new RP exam, and are both of our mics going? I think so. People would tell us if they're not.
Can anybody hear me?
And there's Richard. Yeah, I see it peeking. So okay. And they let us know.
Yeah.
So I wrote the board. I wrote the board of directors. I tattled on the credentialing committee. I tattled on them who were running the test.
You nasty narc, you.
Yeah, I totally snitches get stitches to the Napa board about the RP exam, and I got a really, really nice letter back. I think from the president. They don't call it chair. I think from the president.
Yes.
Who said they actually hired somebody part-time to help administer because the committee said they're just swamped and they can't keep up. So they approved a budget.
Why do I have trouble believing that statement?
They approved a budget and allegedly, but it's only a part-time person. I think they need a full-time person because now there is no legacy exam.
Yeah.
So now everyone is flooding into.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But I got a very nice letter back who said, you know, you're not the only person who said this, and that it's being fixed. And she had said that each month she gets a list of the people, the new RPs, and that she recognized my name from the list, and said, you not only passed it, you did excellent, and congratulated me. So that was very nice. It was a very nice letter.
Now, where's
I got
the damn
from her.
certificate so we can frame it?
And that same day, I got a response back to when to expect the certificate, and they said it was being mailed out, I guess, this coming up week. Mm-hmm. And they're going to fix the name because on the RP list, it said Karen, and I said I want it as Karen Ann. They had to finagle around because you know how it is. Sometimes it doesn't allow double fields. So thank you, Richard, and hopefully I will see the new RP because I'm just going to finish.
If I sent that in, I would get 2 letters back. The first one would be F, and the second one would be U.
Oh, I wrote a polite letter. I wrote a very polite letter. I know the LNC doesn't believe I can be polite, but to non-corrupt people...
That's the LNC.
To non-corrupt people, I can be very polite. And I know they're all volunteers. I get it. You know, I get it. It's tough. So yeah, I was very happy with that. And I am going to still finish to take the new RP one. Because somewhere I read, and Richard or JJ, let me know if I'm wrong, because I can't find it now. When I was making the decision whether to take the legacy exam, and you'll remember me saying this, or the new one, I had read somewhere that if you had taken the legacy exam and you didn't get your PRP by a certain date, you had to retake it with the new one. Mm-hmm. That after a certain date, they will only issue PRPs to people who have passed.
Wasn't that like late December?
It was right when I was making the decision on which test to take.
Or the deadline I thought was late.
No,
December.
it wasn't for the deadline. It was at the very beginning, 2 years ago.
Oh,
when
okay.
I started, I picked the new one rather than the old one because I didn't want to be in a rush to try to get PRP because I didn't really even know what's involved. I still don't even know what's involved in that because I kind of do one step at a time or I get overwhelmed.
Sure.
And so I'm like...
I understand that.
So I'm still going to take the new one. Because I don't want to be on a time frame rush to try to do PRP with the legacy. Right. Plus, I do think the new test is better. It actually, to me, the new test tests actual skills.
Yeah, it makes it think more.
You're doing actual things you would do as a parliamentarian.
Right.
Whereas the old test is just you know the book.
Regurgitation of the book, yeah.
Yeah. The new one, you have to write bylaws amendments. You have to write opinion letters. You have to write sample representation contracts. Like, it's all very practical. There is some multiple choice stuff, but that stuff that was part 1. I finished that.
Yeah.
And part 2 is all very practical stuff.
Which is the stuff you're still waiting for the grading on.
Yes. But I also read, and I don't know where I read this, I think it was on the Roberts Forum, that other people were making the complaints I made here, that the evaluators are very inconsistent. Remember how one I got like a nearly 100% and the other one failed me? Like, which is it on one assignment? Which is it?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's an important part of it is that the new style, unfortunately, versus the old one, does introduce some subjectivity to it.
What they do, though, when there's a disagreement between the 2 evaluators, it gets submitted to a third.
Okay, so there is a mediation. There's a mediation.
Right. So on that one, I ended up passing because the third one agreed that I passed. But still, even between 2 passing grades, there's been ones I've gotten in the 90s and ones I've barely gotten passing. And and they'll give you comments, though, to tell you, because there's a rubric that says what they're grading on. Right. So they don't just throw a score. They tell you what they took points off for. And, like, some of them, they weren't saying the same things were wrong.
They took points off for other reasons?
Yeah.
Good boy.
And I got points taken off for adding and this is funny because this came up in Arizona, I got points off for adding the sentence on something to do with a bylaws dispute, that the bylaws should be amended as soon as practicable. It's a direct quote from Roberts when dealing with ambiguities in bylaws, and I got marked off for that.
Oh, gods.
At the very end, I'm going to write a formal...
Yeah.
I don't want to say complaint because that sounds very negative. I'm going to write formal feedback
And
about
say, wait a second.
that one assignment.
Dude, yeah, it's like, here's the quote. And you marking me off for quoting Roberts. No.
Yeah, no. That one really... And that was in... That burnt my biscuits. I mean, I passed.
Right.
But...
Still, it's like, this is right. Here's the proof. Why are you telling me it's wrong? Yeah.
Yeah, so that one I'm going to write a formal feedback. Complaint's the wrong word. I'm going to write a formal feedback letter. There might be other ones as I go on. Yeah, he said that's not uncommon.
Yeah.
It's that one. Other ones were very subjective. I get it. One evaluator might think this grammar, because they even go as far as like grading your grammar. So, okay, that can be very subjective.
Very subjective.
But it's not subjective. If the bylaws are ambiguous, the advice always is amend the bylaws as soon as practicable.
To fix the problem,
Right.
yes. And even if it's not in there, that's just common sense.
Yeah, but I mean, that is the automatic, after, may the Lord be with you, and also with you. Like, it's like the automatic response. Our bylaws are ambiguous. You should amend them as soon as practicable. It's the.
I'm sorry, I was having a Star Wars moment there. May the Fourth be with you, and also with you.
But I mean, it is. It's almost like it's an incantation. How dare you mark me wrong on an incantation? Exactly, and so saith the word. So let's get started. We didn't figure out beforehand though how far we're gonna go.
That's what she said. Okay, you want irony? As I was pulling in here, that the song on the Sirius was "Paradise" by the Dashboard Light.
I thought it was gonna be.
We're gonna go all the way. We're gonna go all the way.
Yeah. So I guess just we'll see.
Rest in peace, Meatloaf.
We'll see how it goes.
That's what she said too.
Yes. We'll play it by ear.
Oh, that's a piano joke.
Because I am going to be gone a lot. Next
You've
next
got, like,
weekend.
how many weeks out is next weekend? Are weekends coming out?
So next week is... What is next week? Florida.
Yeah.
No, Virginia.
Virginia.
Okay, and I am the Mises Caucus parliamentarian.
Okay.
For Virginia. And after that is Florida. I'm the convention parliamentarian for Florida.
Again,
for the second year.
Yeah.
After that is Pennsylvania. I'm not anyone's parliamentarian for Pennsylvania yet. And that's when I'm going to meet JJ. And after that is Colorado.
Right.
And after that is Tennessee.
19th, yeah.
So we might need to do some weeknights, or the next one might just be the day after the Colorado convention and we do another marathon because it's the 13th.
That might be an answer, yeah.
I was supposed to be in Michigan, but unless I find another flight that leaves late enough where I can finish business on Colorado, go to DIA, hop on a plane for overnight to get to Michigan.
I need to book you out of Springs, I drop you off at the airport, and I pick up my son
at
the same time.
I had a flight with Delta, and they canceled it.
Well, it's Delta. They love
so does Southwest.
They love to fry, and it shows.
So, yes, and I will be in Louisiana because I finally had to say, though he doesn't know what the gift is, because Daniel Hayes was playing coy with me. Are you going to be at the convention in Louisiana? Well, I don't know. Fuck you. I said, fuck you. I've got a fucking gift I've been trying to fucking give you for 2 years now, you bastard. You're going to be there because I want to give you a gift, God damn it.
You could just send it to him.
No. It's a very personal gift. I want to give it to him personally. It's not the type of thing. No, don't get your dirty mind. You get your mind out of the gutter.
You don't even know what I was thinking.
I know what you were thinking.
What was I thinking?
I could tell.
What was I thinking?
It wasn't anything fit for YouTube without getting
It wasn't fit for the U.S. mail either.
So, Richard knows what the gift is. A bunch of people know what the gift is.
It wasn't fit for the U.S. mail
I've
either.
been trying to give him this gift for years. I finally had it with him. Finally had it. I had to tell him, dude, you got to be. And he said, okay, I'll be there on Saturday. And then he tells me, then listen to what he tells me.
What?
Well, I'm chair of the Bylaws committee, so I guess I kind of had to be there anyway. You bastard! So you were screwing with me the whole time.
Well, isn't that what the gift's about? Okay,
But
wait
I
a minute.
don't. Oh, where is it? Is it this one? So yes, you will.
I'm
see
sorry,
me.
the way you worded all that, it was easy to go the wrong direction, real easy.
I'm gone every weekend. So after that was Tennessee.
Right.
After that, I think is Wisconsin.
I don't know what your schedule is.
That's March, and then we're going into April. I know there's a Louisiana in April. There's a bunch. It might not be. So we'll work it out. So let's do as much as we can.
Worst case scenario, we do Sunday the 13th in March and go from there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So.
Because I won't be at the banquet at our convention because I have to go down and pick up my son at the airport anyway.
Well, I might not be either because
You may be flying out of the airport.
I might be flying out of the airport. I need to be there at least to finish up business because I kind of have to since I'm sort of the secretary.
Yeah.
Oh, but I want to see Dave Smith's show.
Which reminds me, how do I pick up my breakfast and lunch pass thing?
It'll be at the credentialing table.
Okay, that's what I figured. But
Yep, it will be there.
I do have my motel booked for the Friday night. So.
Oh, I'm not. We're just.
Well, you're just driving over.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be there setting up and stuff. Me and Wayne might. Is that a dog-friendly hotel?
I don't know. It's a Best Western, but it might be.
All right. Well, we're done with the
I know why
chit-chat.
you're saying that, but who knows?
Yeah, we're done with the chit chat. Let's start, shall we? That was gross. My God.
I've been battling snarfing over the last couple of weeks. No, it's not the RONR. It's a freaking allergy. I'm allergic to half the planet and dirt.
You're allergic to me?
No, I'm not allergic to you.
Yet.
You're not dirt.
Yet. All right. Are you ready, Mr. Seaback?
No, but we'll go anyway.
Oh, you fucker.
What?
Because
I didn't do a thing.
Okay, let me This one is so fucking easy. You fucker. You bastard.
What? I don't even know what it says. What?
I'm not even going to have to read you the answers.
Well, we'll do it for the purpose of the audience anyway, okay?
Okay. Which of the following motions dissolves the assembly?
Adjournment, sine die.
Say it so they can understand you.
Adjournment, sine die.
That's it.
Not sign D or not sign.
Or we pronounce it right though. They say
sine D? It's sine D, I believe.
But they say in
Latin.
here how to do it. Okay, but you're right. The answers were
That was a gimme.
were A, adjourn, B,
Duh.
adjourn, sine die, C, fix the time to which to adjourn, or D, to recess. And it's B.
Oh yeah, that was a gimme.
But they tell you how to pronounce it in here. And I don't
somewhere.
And I don't think it's the right 8379. So section 8
What?
here.
Oh, 83. Oh, page 83, section 7. Okay.
Yeah. Section 8.
Yeah. Meetings, sessions, adjournments, all that shit. Yeah.
I just want to see how they pronounce it. And you can explain what
pronounce
sine
sine die.
die.
It's
Sine
in
die.
a footnote.
Yeah. Yeah, right here. Sine die. But that's not the way. I went and looked it up on, YouTube where
Adjournment without day is what it
Yeah.
means. Yeah, in Latin.
Yeah. So, we had a big bylaws fight. Remember over that? Almost.
No, it was a
With
style committee fight, wasn't it?
No. That was over italicizing it.
No, in the previous style committee, it was a complaint about me fixing adjournments to adjourning sine die.
That would be an adjournment to end the session. No, it would be the adjournment to dissolve the assembly.
Yeah, end of session would just be adjourn.
Yeah, would just be to adjourn. Sine die means that the assembly that's there no longer exists, and
You're
it's
done.
for conventions.
You're done. Kaput. End of story.
Yeah,
Yes.
it dissolves unless there's continuing responsibilities of the delegates in the bylaws, like there is in national for certain things.
So if you really want to screw up a convention that you don't like where things are going, move to adjourn, sine die, and see if people understand what the hell you're talking about. You might be able to sneak it in.
Yeah. So, Mr. Seaback, that was a gimme.
That was a gimme.
Okay.
Now give me the rest of the sheets and don't cheat.
Okay, now the reason... Okay. All right, There you go. You got a sandwich going on there. Well, you got long fingernails. You just poked me. Why were you poking at me?
Why was I poking you? That's what she asked.
I know. I was going to make another game.
Like when Congress ends before the new Congress is sworn in. For the House of Representatives, yes. That's not true for the Senate. Because the Senate is a continuing body.
I was going to do another Game of Thrones joke because Ygritte, when she had to snuggle with Jon Snow, she goes, "Did you pull a knife on me in the night, Jon Snow?"
Yeah, no egrets about no egrets about that joke. Anybody got any candidates they like?
For what?
Yeah.
Like for what?
Well, we like Giant Meteor 2022.
Yeah, definitely. I'm all about Giant Meteor of Death.
Just hit up a bunch of candidates in Illinois and Cali. Okay.
Yeah, no, not right now. I haven't really been paying that much attention to candidates.
Oh, I want to mention something here. I don't know if you're aware of this. Are you aware of the trucker convoy that's being formed in California to go to D.C.?
Mm-hmm.
The Riverside County LP, which I used to be a member of, and a friend of mine, Gene Trosper, is head of it now, is helping to organize the send-off on that. And now Angela has gotten L.A. County on board.
Awesome.
And my understanding is that LPCA is going to be getting involved as well. So, considering this was handed to the party on a silver platter with gold plating, they're running with it. Go for it.
Whatever states they're going through, though, should
That is an unknown question yet. I haven't heard specifically.
Because that would be nice for them to like gather on some overpasses or something.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So D-Jelf, I don't know right now. To be honest with you, I haven't been paying attention to the candidates. Our nominating convention is in March, and that's when I'll start paying attention.
And that's just for us, yeah.
Yeah, but that's really all I care about.
Where we got Diane saying,
nobody can see what you're doing when
I'm trying to reading around the microphone stand here. So anyway, all right, are you ready for?
Am I ready for the question?
Yes.
Is it about substitutions? JJ said to me though, "You love your substitutions." I do.
Yeah, and that was pretty apparent in the last platform meeting. Okay.
Great to see you too.
You like to study ahead? What about the rest of the body?
God, help me. Sweet baby Jesus in a manger.
Wrong temple. Okay, here we go. This is balloting.
You're cheating by looking at the next question.
I can't even see the next question.
He's cheating.
I was cheating. I'd be going like this. Anyway, okay, here we go.
Okay, here we go.
On a ballot with votes for more than one question or office.
Yes. Thank you, D-Gel, for the super chat. We didn't even ask. That's our beer and pizza money.
So, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I like to announce
assuming a sir. If I'm wrong, I apologize.
Oh, it is. I was on his show.
Oh, okay.
He's one of the dissidents that. Did you end up actually getting thrown out? He's another person getting thrown or outer type person from the People's Party for being a dissident. And Nick Branna did get elected chair, as we knew he would get elected chair. I'm doing another People's Party episode really soon. But yeah, Nick Branna is now chair. That means something to. I know that's not your thing. But.
Okay, back to the question. Mm-hmm. On a ballot with votes.
Yes, for
more than one question or office. A. Count the number of votes cast for each segment. B. Blank boxes cause the vote to be invalid. C. Votes are counted as illegal if the officers' names are misspelled. Or D. All segments of the ballot are counted as illegal if a member votes for too many candidates for a given office.
A.
And the answer is A, yes.
Yes, that was easy.
So, wait a minute. Whoa.
So he says we control the whole ground.
I almost had a disaster there.
See, he's doing the Mises Caucus equivalent in the People's Party.
Okay.
He's so.
Excuse me.
You're gonna have to when I do the People's Party show. You're gonna have to come into chat and update me because it's been a couple months. I don't really know what's going on. I just know there's been a lot of ballot access wins for the People's Party. Florida, they got ballot access. They don't have it here yet, I don't think. You're going to have to update me.
Not that I'm aware of.
You're going to have to update me. But I've been getting the emails, and I saw Nick Branagh. And on other third-party news, the Unity Party, which was formed in Colorado, and it's been around a long time, though a lot of people don't know about them. Their founder just...
Because they only had 6 people?
Yeah. Their founder just rage quit while saying he wasn't rage quitting. But it was a rage quit.
He was doing a John Phillips.
Yes, basically. He flounced out of the party. And I'll be talking about that, too. So when's your convention, D-Jelf? When's the People's Party convention? I'd love to go to that. And is it in person, or is it going to be Zoom or electronic in some way? I think you dropped.
Whoops. Hang on.
What's this one here? Oh, this is
the next one, I think.
No, this was the 23rd.
Oh.
So these are all old ones.
Okay, that goes there.
Because if I could go to the People's Party convention, I'd go to that.
Okay, back to our question again.
Oh, okay.
I marked it up on the board. Okay, this is...
Okay, he says we'll talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
Let me know.
This is 416 in the 11th. 34 to 35 into 417, 1 to 5, which is under ballot.
So states are refused. I want to get all the
45.
People's Party tea. Okay, we'll do it in a future show. I want to know all the tea. I want to know, because there's a lot of tea going on in the Libertarian Party. I want to hear the drama from some other parties for once.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. On a ballot containing several questions or several independent offices or positions to be filled.
Such as the last election, Secretary and Treasurer were on the same ballot.
That's right. We were trying to accelerate the process, and there was no cross candidates.
Yes.
Each section of the ballot, that is, each portion that contains one question or position to be filled, or one group of identical positions, such as on a board or a committee, to be filled, is treated, I wish I would have reworded that better, is treated for all purposes as if it were a separate ballot, which is counted in accordance with the rules given above. Therefore, the number of votes cast for purposes of computing the majority must be tallied independently for each section.
And fucking up one section doesn't invalidate the whole series of questions.
So too, if a member leaves one or more sections blank, the blank sections in no way affect the validity of the sections that are filled, nor do illegal votes on one section affect the validity of the remaining sections. This is the same way they do multiple ballots in general elections in government.
Right.
So that's the closest parallel example. It's the
basically
same idea.
just saying putting it on one thing is almost like a circumstance of chance. They're separate ballots, even if they're on one piece of paper. Basically.
Right. So that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay, so much for that one.
That one I knew. That one I knew. I don't know how I knew that one easily, but I did know that one easily.
It's because
I would have guessed it right, I think.
How many mail-in ballots in this state have you filled out like that? Yeah.
But I didn't even compute it to that. I was
I picked that up immediately.
Okay. See, I'm not cheating like you. I am putting everything aside.
Yeah, right.
So Saturday the 25th, which means you're going to have a gimme, because the 26th is a Sunday, so you're going to have two in a row. No, that's not a gimme.
That's just a flip. Yeah.
Yeah, but what are we at now?
1-1.
Oh no, I'm up 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean 1-1 today.
I'm beating your ass.
That's ooh baby, ooh baby, ooh baby.
Boom chugga wow wow. You gotta hit it. You gotta hit it harder.
That thing just shut off.
Oh, what did you do to me?
Chugga wow wow.
You gotta hit it a lot harder, baby. Oh my God, you're getting all the easy ones.
That's the best kind, baby.
My God, how do we make Robert so filthy?
That's easy.
It's not really that easy.
Yes,
actually.
it is. Yes, it is.
All right, are you ready, Mr. Seabag?
Ooh, baby.
The proper procedure for claiming the floor.
Get on the floor.
Okay, in an assembly. So that's making it even worse. Is to number 1.
How do you spell assembly? O-R-G-Y.
I was gonna say, you and I went to the exact same place.
The proper procedure for claiming the floor
in an assembly. Is to A. Raise your hand.
Yeah.
B. Rise.
Yeah.
C.
What rises?
Yeah. Well, that's a prerequisite for all these activities. C. Address the chair. D, rise and address the chair.
Okay, so run these back me again. The
I
proper
know, 'cause-
procedure, just because it's giggling too much.
Yeah.
The proper procedure for
claiming
claiming
the
the floor
floor
is
and-
not to wax it, but to
Right.
do the following.
To do the following
Yes.
in an assembly.
In an assembly
A,
where there's witnesses present.
raise your hand.
Raise your hand.
B, rise. C, address the chair.
Undress the chair. What?
D, rise and address the chair.
That's it.
It's D?
Yeah, right. Address, not
correct.
undress.
You are correct, Mr. Seaback. So we're a section, this is going to be in the beginning somewhere, right?
Yeah, this is like
It's basic.
chapter 2.
So section 2 or chapter 2?
Reference section 29.
Section 29?
What is page 29? Excuse
Oh, I
me.
was going to say, that's definitely
I'm
not-
reading the citations wrong.
Because this is really, has to be right in the beginning.
This is like basics for anybody.
Yeah.
29. No, that's 23. It's here somewhere. Let me get this. Obtained floor. Yes. You go to the flooring store and buy one. Yeah. Obtaining and assigning the floor. Section 3, page 29. Which.
It's section 3? Okay, yeah. Basic provisions and procedures.
Yes. Right at the beginning of the tab. Obtained floor. This tab.
Oh. Got it. So it's it's 330?
Yeah. It is 19 through 23, which is the second paragraph there.
Ah, okay,
Just
331.
below, just below your thumb, yeah.
331.
Okay. To claim the floor, a member rises at his place when no one else has the floor, or goes to a microphone in a large hall. In our case, goes to the microphone and stands in the line. Faces the chair and says, Mr. President, or Mr. Chairman, or Madam Chairman, or Hey you, or whatever the hell it is.
I'm sorry, Madam Chairman makes no sense.
No, it does not. That's as bad as saying Mr. Chairwoman.
Yeah, that makes no sense. It'd
Although,
be Madam
well,
Chair.
wait a minute. Are you questioning their gender?
Well, I'm saying when we know that we are dealing with a woman, that makes no sense. If someone called me Madam Chairman, I would be like so discombobulated. I don't like that. Nobody does that.
No.
Now, Victoria loved the title Chairman for some reason. She insisted on it.
I'm not going there.
But I'm just saying, like, I can't stand it. But
I just say chair and the hell with it.
Yeah, that's in platform. Everyone just says chair.
A, it's shorter, which means it's lazier to deal with, and B, it guarantees that nobody's going to be upset by it.
Right. Yeah.
If you get upset over being called a chair when you are the chair, then we have a different problem.
Yeah.
So, anyway, or whatever the chair's proper titles.
Yes.
That's what it says.
Hey,
That's
asshole!
what it says here. hey, bitch. No, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
Yeah.
Bitches.
But anyway, if the member is entitled to the floor at the time the chair recognizes them, I don't know who you are, and normally by announcing as applicable the person's name or title or the place or unit they represents, the member then has the floor, double asterisk, 2 footnotes here.
Oh, I don't mean to do that.
What?
What is that?
You
Whoopi
know,
Goldberg. We don't want Whoopi
we're
Goldberg.
having
Okay, never mind. It
having
didn't come up on their screen. It only
Thank
came up
God.
on
We
ours.
had a blackout there.
Yeah.
Remain standing and speak in debate or make a motion as permitted under the rules in this book, all of it, depending on the parliamentary situation at the time. That's
Parliamentary situation.
Yes. In small boards and committees, members generally not need to rise to obtain the floor. How the hell would you rise in a Zoom meeting? Raise your hand as best you can do.
Yeah. And we don't do that.
Or stand up and
in Colorado.
or
we don't
stand up and belly dance on the camera. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't stand up in Colorado.
No.
We just
Raise our hands and say, "Hey!"
or just start talking over each other.
Yeah. The expression "privileges of the floor," sometimes used in legislative bodies or this is the second footnote.
Yeah.
Legislative bodies or conventions, has nothing to do with having the floor, but means merely that a person is permitted to enter the portion of the hall floor otherwise restricted to members and necessary staff. It carries no right to speak or any other right of membership except as may be determined by the rules or action of the body, and in the case of January 6th last year, it can get you shot.
Yeah. They claimed privileges of the floor that they weren't entitled to.
You know, yeah, but neither was the Capitol Police, but that's another story. Okay, so much for that one. And I got that right, so I can mark this up.
Yes,
there.
and you got another one coming, you bastard. Here's this. So you stick this one.
Yes, that's a Sunday one?
Yeah, that's the Sunday one.
A negative vote on the motion to lay on the table can be reconsidered only until such time as the motion can be renewed. We knew that.
Yeah. Alrighty. I hate you. That's all I'll say. This one isn't as easy as the other one, but it's easy.
That's what she said.
When there is no rule providing for a ballot vote.
Yes.
Just guess.
You defer to custom. What are the choices?
Okay. A, the chair may order a ballot vote.
Okay. B.
Any member may demand a ballot vote.
C.
The nominating committee may decide to have a ballot vote.
Too vague. D.
The assembly may order a ballot vote.
D is possible, B is possible, A is possible. So it's saying if there is no rule on it.
There's no rule providing for it.
I would go with B.
Any member may demand
Right.
a ballot vote. It's D, the assembly, not one member.
I'm actually getting my assemblies and smaller committees confused.
No,
Oh, well.
it's D. The assembly may order a ballot vote. Not the only thing that can be done on the demand of one member.
Yeah.
Well, there might be two things, but I know one thing is automatic division of a question of two unrelated topics.
Okay.
Is there anything, if JJ's still here, is there anything else that can be done on the demand of one member?
Point of personal privilege,
Well,
isn't it?
That's
Maybe.
maybe, but I don't think that's an action. That's that's a little different. But I thought there was one other thing. Division, maybe? Not division of the question.
I mean division of the assembly?
Yeah, well, yeah, like if it, on a voice vote.
That depends upon how the rules are constructed, but yeah.
But without a rule, because it said when there's no rule.
I think so.
I think one member on a voice vote
Yeah.
can demand division.
I think so.
Or does that require a second?
Okay, now I'm curious.
Yeah.
JJ, standing vote.
A standing vote is on the demand of one member? So that would be after a voice vote. Yeah, when a voice vote seemed to be inconclusive.
Okay.
I thought so. That and automatic division of a question of two unrelated topics. Look, yeah, they're...
Division of the assembly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We trust when you both agree. I like when those two fight, though, in comments. That's the best part. Let's see if we can get JJ and Richard to fight about something. And then I disagree, too. I just love it.
Which means that I'll come in and voice the right answer while they're all going, what? All right, give me that thing.
Oh.
Don't be cheating.
I'm not.
Yeah, right.
But because so often on some of our more like shit going on in the affiliates, all three of us end up having different answers.
Anyway, okay. Oh, God, this is a gimme.
Oh, good. It's about time.
That's what she said.
Gimme.
A session consists of... I said it was a gimme. A, several different meetings of the same society. B, caucuses of members of a delegation at a convention. C, a meeting or a series of connected meetings are devoted to a single order of business.
C.
Or D, the morning or afternoon portion of an all-day meeting.
C.
Yeah, it's C. I just finished reading through the whole damn thing so that the people will know what's going on. So here.
Yeah, division results in a rising vote, yes. Yeah. Though we sometimes do raise of hands at convention. We don't do a rising vote, they do a raise of hands. And then, I don't know why they do that, because there's always some assholes that will raise both of their hands.
Or somebody will raise this.
You know, yeah. But there's a lot of people in the back who raise both of their hands to try to cheat. And then Nick, who's the only one really, well, Alex, that was different with the online. The last actual convention we had, and Nick would always be like, okay, stand up. You know, you got to know, libertarians are going to find some way.
Now, I'll say this, though. At the last state convention, when I was filling in as parliamentarian, and we had hand-raised votes, I didn't see any double hand raises.
Because it's a smaller room.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've been to enough conventions.
I would have called them out on it if I'd have seen it.
There's been enough conventions now. You want to know what I'm becoming a fan of? Is the voting cards. Oh, the colored cards.
Yeah.
I've become a fan of those.
Better than the red and green light-up dildos.
No, I was a fan of those, too, but...
Anyway.
We have the wristbands, so...
Yeah. Okay, yeah, the reason this is straightforward is because of the whole series of connected meetings. That's what sets that off.
Yes, devoted to a single...
order of business.
Right.
That's what sets it off.
Yeah, and that, like an LNC meeting is a single session, because it's 2 days devoted to a single agenda. Same thing with a convention as a session.
Yeah. Yeah, and A doesn't make any sense for several different meetings because that doesn't factor in
the single
subject
order.
or time times of the meetings.
Right.
Caucuses doesn't make any sense at all. The morning, afternoon portion, all day meeting could be technically sessions, but
could be, but not necessarily.
Right. So that's why C was the best answer because also the most detailed.
Did you give me?
I have not done that yet.
You
I was too
give
busy
it to
talking.
me, baby. Yeah, you're always too busy talking.
My wife sits here and says, "Go enjoy your time with your girl with
your mistress,
with your girlfriend."
Was that me asking you?
No,
that
I
was
asked
you.
you.
Me. So
now it's your
it's
turn
me.
to ask me. Yes.
Okay, I've already had one of these drinks before we started, so the 29th.
No wonder you're already blasted.
The 29th.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, did you cheat?
No.
Okay, I thought you did.
I'm busy pulling my shirt down because my shirt's riding up underneath my robe on my belly. It ain't cold.
Oh.
Trying to trying to keep my clothes on here.
I didn't know this one.
Huh?
And I can't even see the answer underneath, so I'm like wondering what I would say. The vote, because we don't do this.
Okay.
The vote.
That's going to make it complicated.
Yeah. The vote necessary to order board minutes to be read to the assembly.
Okay.
We never read the minutes out loud.
No,
Can you imagine?
we don't.
Imagine reading all of the LNC minutes.
Oh, God. You'd be there an
for the
extra
whole
day.
meeting.
An extra day.
Is A, the demand of one member. B, a majority vote. C, a 2/3 vote. D, none. The board minutes are always read to the assembly under reports of officers and board reports.
D is absolutely not true. Because it's not always read.
Well, just because we don't. I don't know what the answer is. I can't even see underneath, so I'm not giving you any hints.
Okay, so A was a single member. B was a majority. C was 2/3.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to play the safe route and say majority B.
B? That's what I would guess. C.
2/3.
2/3.
Okay.
This, I would have guessed the same thing as you.
Yeah.
So let's look at this.
That's kind of a default position.
Because nobody's rights are being violated.
I think I just heard Zena barking. I think Wayne might be here.
So, normally 2/3 is when somebody's rights are being, but not violated, but being taken away.
Right.
And
infringed.
Yeah. Oh, so let's see. That's a weird
Section
one.
49.
I bet you JJ and Richard both knew that.
Let's see here now.
I have never been at a meeting where the board minutes have actually been read.
Section 49 is actually not minutes. It is reports of... Well, wait a minute. It's not reports of officers either.
Discharge a committee. What does that have to...
Huh?
Huh?
JJ, we don't understand what you're referring to.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Or is that but you're still back on the one person demand thing or something?
No, I think he's saying it's similar to discharging a committee.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, what was the page? 487? Okay.
Section 49.
Which is under boards, actually.
Yeah, because it would be under the reports.
I'm surprised it was under minutes. But
well, it's under... Yeah, why isn't it under minutes? But it's reports of office.
Conduct of business in boards is the section.
Okay.
Right before procedure in small boards.
Okay.
URC blank. 1, 2, 3, fourth paragraph. Starts with a record of the board's proceedings.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Okay. Because non-members have no right to see them. Okay. Same vote as... Oh, I see. Same vote as a discharge is what he's saying. Okay. A record of the board's proceedings should be kept by the secretary.
Yours says should be?
It says should be here.
This says is.
Huh. Okay, there's a change there then.
Yeah.
Should be kept by the secretary just as in any other assembly. These minutes are accessible only to the members of the board unless the board grants permission. That's a stampede going on.
Yeah. A dog stampede.
Yeah. Grants permission to a member of the society to inspect them, or unless the society, by a 2/3 vote or a vote of the majority of the total membership, or a majority vote if previous notice is given, orders the board's minutes to be provided and read to the society's assembly. Okay.
That isn't what this... Oh, to the... Okay. I see where I got confused. And I see where you got confused.
Okay.
The assembly mentioned here isn't the board.
Ah.
This is different.
Yes, it is.
This is like ordering the LNC minutes to be read to the convention.
Gotcha. Got it.
So, But what about if we are talking about reading the board minutes to the board at the next meeting? That's what you and I were both thinking.
Yes, that's what we were thinking. Yes.
I know that's now is that. But I think they're supposed to be automatically read. That's why I said don't rule out D. So, that's what we need to... Where can we look for that, JJ? Like, approval of minutes. Let's look at minutes and approval of. Because that I know that's where you and I were going.
Yeah.
And we totally misunderstood that question.
Wouldn't be the first time, but yeah. Let's see.
Minutes, reading and approval of 41... and 48. So I'm going to look up 48 is minutes. 48, 9 through 15.
See, reading and approval of minutes, of course.
And that section entirely changed, by the way. My book was totally different than yours. Approval of the minutes. And an organization that holds regular meetings at frequent intervals, the minutes of each regular or special meeting are normally read and approved.
Okay, you're in the same area. I'm looking
at the beginning of the next regular meeting, immediately after the call to order and any opening ceremonies. But I'm looking for where... Okay, if the assembly does not wish to carry out the reading and approval of minutes at the regular time, it may by a majority vote without debate dispense with the reading of the minutes.
Yeah,
but dispense of the reading of the minutes doesn't mean what you think it means.
Well, the wording here so far is the same.
Okay.
Keep
the
going.
minutes can then be taken up by a majority vote without debate at any later time.
Well, no business.
Okay. A motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes is not a request to omit their reading altogether.
Yeah, that's here too.
But how do you not read them? I know it talks about if they were distributed ahead of time type of thing in here.
This section was 354. Let me see what that says.
Because we don't ever read our minutes out loud.
Matter of fact, the running joke is when they say, please read the minutes, we go 1, 2,
yeah.
3.
So let's look at the other section.
354, 355, section 41.
Okay, you read it. You found it before me.
Let's see. Reading and approval of minutes. This is under order of business, folks. The chair says, quote, the secretary will read the minutes. However, in an organization where copies of the minutes of each previous meeting as prepared by the secretary are sent to all members in advance, the chair announces that this has been done, and the actual reading of them aloud is omitted unless any member then requests that they are read.
Then it is on one member.
Yeah.
Wow. So we were
way out of whack.
We were all fucked up.
We're all whacked up. Let's see here now.
Richard says approval of the minutes is now covered in 2 different sections.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at one of them. A formal motion to approve the minutes is not necessary, although such a motion is not out of order. This is further on the same page. After the minutes have been read, or after the reading has been omitted by unanimous consent as described in the previous paragraph, whenever and whether or not a motion for approval has been offered, the chair asks, are there any corrections to the minutes, and pauses. Corrections, when proposed, are usually handled by unanimous consent, but if any member objects to a proposed correction, which is in effect a subsidiary motion to amend, the usual rules governing consideration amendments to the main motion are applicable. After proposed corrections have been disposed of, and when there are no response to the chair's inquiry or any corrections for further corrections to the minutes, the chair says there being no corrections or no further corrections to the minutes stand or are approved as read or approved as corrected. The minutes are thus approved without any formal vote, even if a motion for their approval has been made. The only proper way to object to the approval of the secretary's draft of the minutes is to offer a correction to it. It should be noted that the member's absence from the meeting for which the minutes are being approved does not prevent the member from participating in the correction or approval.
I'm looking up something.
Sure.
Don't mind me.
That's interesting.
Okay.
So this is we've been kind of doing this anyway.
Yeah, that is how we handle it. We just didn't realize that's why we handle it that way.
Yeah.
I wanted to look up something here. I want to show you.
The Judd com is tonight.
It's Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
LNC email votes. I wanted to laugh at something, because I'm being a petty little bitch. Okay. I wanted to show you something. This is from our alleged new secretary. Okay. Nope, wrong one. I'll find it later. I not misfiled, but I stuck in a different folder the last one. And I was hoping they would have voted on it again, but I'll find it here in a minute. Okay, so
you were talking in the platform list about discussion and worship of like,
yeah.
which I thought was absolutely hilarious.
Okay, this isn't going to put it on their screen, but it's going to make it easier for me to read. It says if minutes are to be corrected, the corrected minutes should be sent to all members.
Yeah.
Where is that change? So before they're approved, Richard, you're saying they have to be sent? Because we generally correct them and just approve it right then.
Right, because usually it's like a little dinky shit,
Yeah,
like
but he's saying,
like a spelling error or something like that.
Will you get me that citation, Richard? Because I would love to see that, because then I could show off that I know something. Oh my God, I am so terrible.
That's not what he said.
You guys got to give me a second here, because you got to let me be. Where did I put that damn thing? I stuck it under member emails. That's what I did. Okay, you're going to let me be a little bitch. You want to let me be a little bitch? Okay, this is...
It's your show.
Okay, this is our alleged new secretary. I wanted to show you just what a good job he's doing. Okay, this is the quote-unquote secretary of the LNC's tally. Okay, this ballot was started on the 10th. About 6 people have voted. He's really keeping up to date with the votes, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
And so this ballot was started on the 1st. The last update here was the 5th, as you can see. But by the 5th, people had voted.
Yeah.
So why didn't he record people's votes on the 5th? And we're now way past that, okay? And something else, which I can't see, so I got to go right up to the screen here.
Uh-huh.
And then look at this ballot. I'm on the wrong screen. So then let's look at this one. I am being a bitch, I know it.
That's okay. I can put my own glasses on to see this.
What the hell, on a February 9th ballot, why does it say votes are due by December 26, 2021? This dude is sloppy as all hell.
And there's, yeah.
Okay, and then it says this ballot ended. No, this one ended. Okay, but it still says it's presently failing rather than it's failed. This dude is not fucking ready for prime time.
He's not even ready for afternoons.
We all make
after
mistakes.
School specials.
You can find mistakes on anything I do, but not on every single page. Like this is so sloppy.
This is this is a simple, fundamental keeping track of stuff.
Yeah, and like
now
here's mine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the ballot he's supposed to be keeping track of.
Mm-hmm.
No, this one is right here. Okay. I actually have recorded the 7 votes, and I did it today, earlier. And like, here's an older one, and I put it failed, not is presently failing. And I put in the notes about how it was originally ruled out of order and all the things you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. He's a nice guy, but he is not secretary material. He's not detail-oriented enough. Now I will stop being a little bitch. But yeah, no, I am very ass-mad about getting replaced by somebody who can't even fucking do the job.
And I will say this about the platform committee. Yes, I did not get elected secretary of the committee.
Omar's doing a good job.
Omar's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah. Well, he and I have been to this rodeo.
Yeah.
We've worked together.
He's been to the rodeo before, and you guys have worked together. He knows what he's doing. That's cool.
And I know people are going to pull up my shit and find mistakes. I'm a human being. There will be some.
Yeah.
But there won't be on every single thing.
The few times I had to fill in as county secretary in California, I had mistakes. It happens.
But it won't be
deliberately.
And it won't be after somebody called me out. I've already called him out publicly on this before.
It won't be deliberately fustercluckery, yes. Okay. JJ says 48-14.
Let's look at that. But, I mean, he's a nice guy. But anyone who thinks that this is national-level secretarial material is smoking crack and should give me some.
Will it help with your broken arm?
Okay.
48-14. What the hell are we looking at here?
Okay, we're looking at the new thing. Okay, if the minutes are...
I need a cross-reference.
Oh, I don't know. No, this is a new section. Brand new section. Richard Brown says the changes in Section 4018, that part is new.
All right.
When the minutes are approved, the word approved with the secretary's initials or the signature of the chairman and the date should be written below them. We do that a little different. We put the date approved on the cover page, and we put final.
Okay.
But probably should put approved rather than final. I'm going to change my practice and put approved instead of final. And the date, well, we do that. Okay. And I sign the bottom, but it says the initials should be. So maybe I need to change my practice there. If the minutes are approved with correction, the secretary should prepare a fully corrected version and distribute copies to the members, as well as placing it in the minute book.
You have a minute book?
Well, it's our folder.
Shared drive, yeah.
Yeah. As noticed, all corrections should be incorporated in the minutes to which they pertain and not in the minutes of the meeting making the corrections.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, interesting. So I'm gonna change one practice from writing final, though I think that's substantively the same thing, to approved.
Yeah.
But
oh, I see.
But it's funny. I didn't know that change. So now, because we've had that happen before.
Yeah.
Not in Colorado. They don't even read it.
No.
I have. There's an approved copy that
you put something in there specifically to see if they noticed.
Yeah, and I left it in there.
And nobody said a thing.
Yeah, because they approved it. It's in there. It said something. It was fun.
I do that with software all the time. I'll put an oddball comment in there in the code just to see if people are paying attention.
It was funny though, so I just left it in there. But yeah. And then I found a set in which I made a mistake. Mm-hmm. The top of the minutes say December, and I think the bottom still said November.
Yeah, it happens.
But they didn't catch it.
We had a piece of software where, we use at the office where, for some reason, likes to crack one-liners at the top of the page. Yeah. So occasionally I'll just put that one-liner into the code as a comment and the date to see if anybody's paying attention.
Want to know where I used to do that when I was making web pages? You know, up at the top where you can, in the header, it doesn't show up.
Yeah.
But it will show up. It will cause it to show up in internet search. So I put something like Jack Bauer would kick Chuck Nolan's ass. It was in the header of one of my old, when I used to be a big 24 fan. Anyway.
Just remember, at the beginning of 24, when the terrorists nuked East LA, it caused $5 billion in improvements. And if you've been to East LA, you know what I'm talking about.
I've been there.
Yeah, so have I.
So the second sentence is what's new. All right, well, I appreciate that.
Okay, next question.
But I wonder, there's not one page, by the way, of that vote tally thing that's correct.
God.
There's not one page. And no one on the LNC is saying anything. But you could bet your ass if it was me, they'd be saying something.
Yeah, okay, so let's see. So that was me.
Hypocrites, man.
So that was all me.
That was you.
Okay, so do that.
And we learned a lot on that one.
Yeah, we did. We were way off wagon and totally changed.
And I'm like embarrassed I didn't know that shit. I should know that shit. It's about minutes.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A ballot vote can be taken on the imposition of a penalty for an offending member by A, unanimous vote, B, by a majority vote of the members present, C, on the demand of a single member, or D, upon the request of the offending member.
Oh, I don't know. Read that again?
A ballot vote can be taken.
So somebody misbehaved at a meeting.
Yes.
And they're going to decide whether they're going to punish the offender.
Yes.
And in order to have that vote on whether or not, or what the punishment should be, to be by ballot.
Yes.
Okay. Valkyrie energy, he always says that.
Okay.
I need a t-shirt with that on
I
it.
thought I said Valerie energy. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, I need a t-shirt with Valkyrie energy on it. That would be badass.
I think Valkyrie is about to die.
So,
anyway. So, yeah, okay. So, a ballot vote can be taken on the imposition of a penalty for an offending member. Okay. A, by unanimous vote.
No.
B, by a majority vote of the members present.
It might be that.
C, upon the demand of a single member.
It might be that.
D, upon the request of the offending member.
It might be that, too.
And E, but not if it's Karen Ann being
oh, yeah,
punished.
They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. I'm going to say by the demand of the offending member.
No.
Ugh, that gave too much rights to the accused.
Demand of a single member.
Really?
Yes. C.
I didn't. I was guessing on that. We never impose penalties on people at meetings. So let's look that up because we're going to be... Would you have gotten that right?
No.
Okay. So let's look that up because we're learning.
I would not have gotten that right.
So if anyone out there is a designer, I definitely need a Valkyrie energy because you don't want me to do it like that. That's beyond my capabilities.
Hey, Otto, go look up Gauntlet Legends for Valkyrie. There's some great images of Valkyrie in there.
Yeah, if somebody is a designer, we need a Valkyrie energy shirt. That would be fantastic.
In pink.
Well, I don't tell the designers what to do.
Well, it works for you, isn't it?
Yeah, but everything a designer does, I never tell designers what to do. They always come up with something better than what I think. I trust the creative energies of designers.
Richard Brown.
My local NAP unit adopted. I know they hate being called NAP. That's why I do it. Valkyrie energy adopted a special rule that there's no need to send the corrected minutes to all members because of that 12th edition change. And Otto says he'll try something Art Deco. I love Art Deco. I used to live in South Florida, and anyone who knows, South Beach, Miami has one of the best Art Deco districts in the country. It's fantastic.
I've never been there, so.
Oh my God, South Beach, the Art Deco there is. If you like Art Deco, it's fantastic.
Actually, I wonder how it would compare up to Santa Monica and Venice. California, but
there's a big Art Deco district there too.
There's a big one there.
Yeah.
Yes. Venice Beach and Santa Monica Pier area is a very, okay, I'll put it this way: it's a place to go hang for about a month.
Well, that's like South Beach too.
Yeah.
Anyone out there who's been to both, which is the better Art Deco district? What was the area you said?
Venice Beach.
Venice Beach, California.
Yes.
Because there's a Venice Beach in Florida too.
Yeah, Venice Beach, California, and Santa Monica area. Santa Monica Pier.
Or South Beach, Miami.
Yeah, I've never been to Miami, so I don't know about them. So.
Is there a lot of terrazzo?
Some there.
Because terrazzo is very everything's terrazzo.
There's some there.
Okay. Well, terrazzo was also big in Florida to begin with because it's very cooling.
Yeah. Okay, back to this.
Yes, back to this.
This was...
It'd be in discipline, right?
You bet your ass it is.
You bet your suspended ass it is.
647. 31 to 34.
I don't know why I find this funny now.
This is after the section called Naming an Offender.
You asshole. Okay, where's it at now?
Okay, 647, section 61, obviously.
I knew 61.
Keep going this way. Like 647 is the page number. It's way in the back of the section. You're in section 61, though, so... You're in section 62 now, so wait a second. You've gone too far.
Naming an offender.
Main section, dealing with offenses at a meeting.
Naming an offender.
Okay, so there's a keep going. There's a chair blurb, then there's a paragraph, three paragraphs down from that. So go to the next page.
Okay.
And it starts with if the member denies having said anything improper. Okay.
Oh, if the member denies having said "go fuck yourself" with a barbed dildo, the words recorded by the secretary can be read to him, and if necessary, the assembly can decide by vote whether he was heard to say them. On the demand of a single member other than the named offender, who is not considered to be a voting member while his case is pending.
Which makes sense.
The vote on imposing a penalty must be taken by ballot, unless the penalty proposed is only that the offender be required to leave the hall for all or part of the remainder of the meeting. Expulsion from membership requires a 2/3 vote.
Right.
If the assembly orders an offending member to leave the hall during a meeting, as described above, and he refuses to do so, the considerations stated below regarding removal of offenders apply. But such a member exposes himself, oh, that's cross for removal, to the possibility of more severe disciplinary action by the society. Oh. And nobody knew whether either of those sections. I want to know what's better, Art Deco. I love Art Deco so fucking hard. It's not even funny.
That's what she said. Next question.
And it's to you, right?
Yes, it is.
Because that was to me.
Yes.
All right. And we are on the 31st.
Happy birthday to me.
Are you stripping for me?
taking the robe off. It's getting a little warm in here.
He's disrobing. Okay.
Wow, wow.
Okay.
Okay. we've done this question before.
Oh boy.
But
That means I'll get it wrong again.
If a portion of the membership of the board changes periodically,
Yes.
like Colorado,
Yes.
A, it becomes a new board each time a new group assumes board membership.
Mm-hmm.
B, new officers are always elected. C, all existing unfinished business stays in effect. D, both B and C are correct.
Give me A again.
It becomes a new board each time a new group assumes board membership.
I still think it might be that. But what's B?
New officers are always elected. We don't have officers. I know we have that argument right now in Colorado.
Yes, and you're still wrong.
I'm still writing our minority report. Oh, are you bringing that? Is style committee getting approved tomorrow?
No. We're not done yet.
You can have approved what we've done so far.
We still have to
We
revisit.
finished the platform.
No, we didn't. We have one we have to revisit in there.
We do?
We do.
What?
There was one I marked to revisit, which we have to go back and check over. So,
Oh, I thought.
yeah,
oh,
we're not
so-
done yet. We're not done yet.
So I can write my minority report later. I don't have to do
Yeah.
it tonight.
No,
Okay.
we're not going to meet until after the state convention
Okay.
because there's too much other stuff on the plate. Anyway.
Okay. I thought
And
you
this
were
is
going to
not
bring
on
what
a-
we had so far.
No, we're not done yet. So I have nothing. We have nothing completed.
We could do partial. But
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That just creates more mess.
All right. So new officers are always elected.
All right.
It's what you asked me to reread.
Right. That was B.
Yeah.
And what was C?
All existing unfinished business stays in effect.
No. Well.
I know it's confusing.
Yeah. And D said B and C.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I can't see the answer, so I'm not giving you any hints. It's hard to. The reason I said don't only think of Colorado because I started out with Colorado because we don't have officers, so B would never apply to Colorado.
Right. Although I think it's B. But I'm not sure. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna guess that one.
You're gonna guess B?
Yes.
I would guess A. But
It is A. Okay.
yeah, and I couldn't see.
And A was what again?
It becomes a new board each time a new group assumes board membership.
Okay, that actually makes sense if I think about it. I was trying to overthink it.
Because we actually refer to the Colorado board as the new board.
Yeah.
After
so,
each convention.
Okay, I was over.
Even though, like this time, the chair will stay the
Yeah.
same, the vice chair will stay
I was
the same.
I was overthinking it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think we need to.
No.
Yeah.
You don't need to
I mean,
explain
it's a new board.
Quit cheating.
Though I could see about unfinished business, but it's not.
It's a Wayne.
Hey,
I shut the door.
did you shut the door?
I shut the door.
That's a good thing. So how's it going?
Good.
Did you close the deal?
Not under contract yet, but we have something pending.
That's good.
That's good.
Probably could happen here pretty quick.
Did you see what? Look what Mike brought me. Because I'm now officially
The heretic.
one of the priestesses
Well, she's officially
of the temple.
she's officially a cleric now. So
It's you.
It is me. Valkyrie energy, baby.
there's leftover pizza on the
There's
stove.
pizza.
I just got a couple pieces.
Yeah.
Pieces.
Okay.
I just
Every cooking says small pieces.
That's what Donato's does. We like it.
what
Okay,
they-
we're live now, so they're like
And all business falls to the
the
ground.
So get out of here.
Yeah. Get out.
Get out.
And all business falls to the ground.
All right, and I think that's a Saturday you're going to do, right? And then I'll get another shot at it.
First of
to
all, it's
really-
upside down. Yeah.
To really kick your ass.
Okay. Okay. Yes, this is a Saturday. Okay.
And I'm going to be putting on my sweatshirt because actually you were getting hot.
Yes, baby.
I'm getting cold. That's not a good combo.
frigid.
I'm getting very frigid. You know me, I still got Florida blood.
Yeah, I know that, but the problem is this: you may be getting frigid, but it's not because anybody in the LNC is here.
So now I'm going to put my. Remember, I bought this at a convention, at a Colorado convention. Was one of our auction items that I ended up winning. Capitalism inside, baby.
Capitalist inside.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, this one should be pretty easy.
Famous last words.
A properly framed motion should.
What?
A properly framed motion
Should.
should,
Okay.
colon, A,
It should always colon.
yes, propose that the assembly refrain from taking an action. I like that. Maybe in
no.
Congress. B, reaffirm positive action taken previously.
No.
C, refrain from allowing delegate instructions to be given.
No.
D, be concise, unambiguous, and complete in form.
D.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, that was an eeasy one. And I don't think we need to discuss that
No,
one, because that's a well, duh.
But concise isn't necessarily a libertarian
thing.
we fail at that. That's very optional.
No kidding.
Is
Okay.
concisity a word? It's conciseness, right?
Conciseness, yes.
I'm making concisity a word because it's longer.
You already made congratulances.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. Okay, Sunday. I'm just going to read it off. Except as authorized...
I can do it.
You can do it, as long as you can reach it with your arm.
Yeah, I can reach it. My arm still hurts, but it's not like before.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Except as authorized in the bylaws, the business of an organization or board can be validly transacted only at a regular meeting or properly called meeting. That is, as defined on pages 81 and 82. A single, this is page 79 by the way, a single official gathering in one room or area of the assembly of its members in which a quorum is present. We had a long argument about this.
Is the internet a place? Is the internet a place?
And the answer is, yes, it is. but
not for purposes of that.
Well, that's because the guys in Roberts have never escaped their rubber room.
I agree with Roberts on that one.
I don't because they're stuck in the 18th century.
You and I had a big battle royale on that one.
Yes.
Isn't that the one we ended up deleting?
I don't know.
I think because it got really heated.
Yeah, I think so. But Orlando proved I won. But anyway.
Well, no, the delegates authorized it. Then I was fine.
Okay. Wait a minute. Who's reading odds to who? I'm reading odds to you, right?
No, I'm reading odds.
Well, what the hell was that? That was the second, and you just got the first right.
Oh, because
we were 31-1. That's why.
Oh, so now that's you to me. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna.
You read 31 to me. That was an odd day, and then
right, then it went back. Right,
we flipped ourselves.
Yeah, we did.
We flipped it. Okay,
so now we're flipping again.
Yeah, we're flipping ourselves over again.
No, because you just read to me.
On the first, yes.
Yeah.
Which was an odd day, which you were supposed to read odds to me.
Yeah, but now
the month changed.
But now it's odd again.
Right, but that was a Sunday. I just read off.
Okay, but now
so this goes to you.
This goes to me to give to you.
No, I read to you.
No. Let's go back to the. I'm not getting 2 in a row because it was a Sunday because there was only 30 days in that month, so I get that one. To you.
No.
I just won one.
Yes, and that was a Saturday.
Yeah, but. This makes sense for me to give to you now, so I'm not getting 2 in a row.
Fine.
I'm kicking your ass enough.
We go by the numbers or by the days? I don't know.
Now, but we're going by the odds. I'm already kicking your ass, so I'm showing mercy on you.
That's because you're certified and I'm not.
That isn't why. You could be certified. You could take that test right now. You can't, literally, because it's no longer valid.
I would like to take the test and have it graded in my lifetime.
Okay, are you ready? Oh my God! You saw this, didn't you?
I didn't see a thing.
It doesn't matter because you will not need me to read the responses.
All right.
The adoption.
Maybe you should anyway. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. The adoption of the bylaws of a new society.
Okay.
New society.
Okay.
Okay. Requires. And I don't know the. Maybe I do know the answer. A 2/3 vote. B, a majority vote. C, previous notice and a 2/3 vote. D, previous notice and a majority vote.
Oh shit!
At first, I thought it was amendment of bylaws of an existing society, which would be easy.
New bylaws for a new society, right?
Yeah. Adoption of bylaws of a new society.
Okay, so give me the 4 choices again.
2/3, majority.
Yeah.
Previous notice and 2/3, previous notice and a majority.
I'm gonna go with just a majority.
It is just a majority.
And I say that just because I don't know if you're a new society, how you gonna give previous notice?
Yeah, you can't because without bylaws you don't have members yet.
Right, exactly.
So who do you give previous notice to?
That wasn't that bad.
No, but it was trickier than I thought it was.
Yeah.
At first I thought it was just amendment of bylaws.
Right, give me that thing.
Okay, so it wasn't that easy.
Then she used the chaos to cheat a little bit. Anyway. Ooh. What the fuck?
What happened?
It's upside down.
Oh no, flip it over.
Oh.
And I'm the one who's been drinking.
Well, you had it covering over the back. It's like, we can't tell what day this is, let alone what the question is to the answer. So it's irrelevant.
I really did a number on my arm yesterday. And I don't know why it hurts here when the break is up here, but this is where it's sore.
Oh, that's the ulnar region.
It must be radiating down.
It does radiate down because of the stress on the joint.
Yeah.
This part of the meaty part of your arm muscle picks up the stress and then likes to tighten up.
Because it's never really hurt here except for when I first did it.
Are you feeling tightness up in here?
No.
Okay, that means, it is radiating down from there, too.
Yeah.
Because the fracture itself was on the top of the ulnar bone, right?
It was right here.
Yeah, it wasn't up in here. It was down here.
Yeah, it was
at the edge.
Right here.
That's why it's picking it up down there.
Yeah.
Because that
but
muscle...
I've never, except for the first day, did I hurt here. It's always been right here.
Yeah, the muscle is trying to pick up the slack for the strain on the joint, and that's why it's hurting.
It's achy. It's achy, breaky heart today.
You need to, at some point, get yourself to a good massage therapist who can work on that once it's totally healed.
Yeah, it's not healed yet.
Yeah.
It's almost, though. It's been...
Yeah. Because in a lot of ways, what you're dealing with is very similar to tennis elbow, even though you broke it.
It's been 6 weeks.
You probably should wait a couple more just to make sure.
Well, I'm having my final ortho visit this Wednesday.
Ask him about a massage therapist for the muscles.
Yeah.
So.
But I might have re-injured it a little bit.
My chiro works on these all the time.
Yeah, I might have re-injured it a little on Sunday.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. Anatomy lessons aside. Tuesday the 4th.
Mm-hmm. May the 4th be with you.
This is a long one.
Oh, I love those.
That's what she said.
Give me a long one, baby.
But not very thick. When an organization has a permanent rule in the bylaws requiring all resolutions to be submitted at least 6 weeks in advance of the convention to the resolutions committee.
Your mullet energy.
What?
Mullet energy.
There we go. Hey, Otto, do something like that and tie-dye and I'm in.
Business in the front, party in the back. You need to go to ratemymullet.com.
I've been to that page.
Yeah.
I've been to that page and its cousin realorfake.com.
Well, the other page is catsthatlooklikehitler.com.
Jeez. Anyway.
Where you rate Kittlers.
Yep. Okay. Let me restate the question.
Yes, please.
When an organization has a permanent rule in the bylaws
saying that resolutions must be submitted in writing 6 weeks ahead of time to the resolutions committee.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
Yes. A, no other resolutions may be introduced at convention. Do you understand what I just said?
Yes, I did. But
Good,
I'm thinking
I wasn't listening.
You said no other resolutions may be introduced at convention.
Yes. B, the constituent societies shall not receive prior notification of the resolutions.
Who's the constituent society? What the fuck does that mean?
The affiliates.
Okay. Like subunits.
Yes.
Okay.
C, is it advisable to provide a method to introduce resolutions as the need arises on a case-by-case basis? Or D, resolutions can also be introduced during the convention by constituent societies.
Read the choices again.
Okay. A, no other resolutions...
No, start from the beginning.
Okay. When an organization has a permanent rule in the bylaws...
Okay, the fact that they're calling it a rule is what's fucking me up.
I hate having rules in the bylaws.
But that isn't a rule of order, though. It's notice requirement, isn't it?
I would think.
That's what's confusing me.
It requires all resolutions be submitted at least 6 weeks in advance of the convention to the resolutions committee. That's not really a notice, that's a deadline.
But
it's a deadline.
Yeah, okay. Because it doesn't say they have to be published anywhere.
No, it does not.
Okay.
Okay. A, no other resolutions may be introduced at the convention.
I'm thinking it's A, but I know that something's fucking me up there.
B, the constituent societies shall not receive prior notification of the resolutions. Excuse me. C, it is advisable to provide a method to introduce resolutions as the need arises on a case-by-case basis. Or D, resolutions can also be introduced during the convention by constituent societies.
I have no fucking idea. I'm guessing A because that was my instinct.
And the answer is C.
It's advisable
to provide a
method.
method.
Yeah, that was going to be my second
to
guess.
introduce resolutions need advised on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, but then A would be right. The A would be right too. If it's advisable, they're just saying C is more right. But C is conceding A. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just not following.
A said no other resolutions can be introduced unless those were submitted. C is saying it's advisable to have a rule allowing other resolutions to be introduced on a case-by-case basis, which concedes the point of A. Otherwise, it wouldn't be advisable to make this because it would already be allowed. So in order for C to be true, A has to be true. It just might be that C is more right. We've had this discussion before.
I understand what you're saying. Let's go look at it. Excuse me.
C is irrelevant if A isn't true.
Section 59.
JJ, Richard.
Which is conventions.
Help me here. Tell me I'm right. Go away if I'm not.
Biased, aren't you? Let's see. This is page 634 in the 11, 13 to 25, which is, what the hell is this section?
It's under conventions?
Resolutions Committee. Section 59 is conventions. There's a section called Resolutions Committee.
I don't have a... where is it at in here, though?
630 is range, I think.
Is it before Credentials Committee?
It's
after Credentials Committee?
After Credentials, after Program, after Convention Arrangement Committee.
We're going to really need to read this Credentials section really well.
Yeah.
Where? Standing rules after standing rules? After program?
I keep going.
We don't have all these fucking committees. We barely have enough people to do what... Convention Arrangements Committee?
Keep going. You're getting closer.
Resolutions Committee.
Okay, now, let's see. To the, let's see. 1, 2, 3...
1, 2,
4,
3, 4, 5.
Fifth paragraph.
Okay.
Starts with, if many resolutions are customarily proposed.
Okay. A permanent rule or provision in the bylaws can be adopted by the organization. There's a difference between a rule and a provision. That's what's fucking me up. By the organization requiring all resolutions to be submitted to the committee or to the executive secretary for delivery to the committee a number of days, weeks, or even months in advance of the convention. This system can be arranged to allow time for sending all copies, blah, blah, blah. In such cases, it is advisable to provide that resolutions can also be introduced at convention if permitted by a 2/3 vote in the individual case.
Which is what C is.
Yeah, but that's because no other ones can... Hold on.
After that, I think you need a cigarette.
I do. See?
Bitches.
See? Shitty question. That is a shitty question.
Hold on. No other resolutions may introduce the convention. It does not say that anywhere in here.
He says more correct. JJ always negs me. I'm going with Richard. I like that parliamentarian better.
C is literally, except for the 2/3 part, coming straight out of the book.
Yeah, but C cannot be even an issue if A is not true. A is a precondition for C. Otherwise, you wouldn't need a special provision.
Well, wait a minute. Here's the question. No, hold on a second. It originally stated that it's a permanent rule in the bylaws.
Right.
Now, you know I hate putting rules in bylaws.
I think they're using that word very loosely because it's not suspendable, or they would have said that here.
Okay.
It's not. It's a provision. In the book, it says rule or provision. So forget. That's not something in the nature of a rule of order.
You know where I was going then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not in the nature of a rule of order.
Why couldn't they suspend it? Yeah.
A is a precondition for C. C would not even be relevant if, absent C, no other resolutions could be introduced. Shitty question, because those are both right. Those are both correct answers.
All right, I'll call that one a shitty question.
Okay.
You talked me into it.
Okay.
It wasn't even April writing it. And it wasn't even April. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Hang on a second. Am I confused? No, it's one sheet. Okay. For a minute, I thought I had two sheets stuck together there. I'm like, what?
You're 2 sheets to the wind.
Yeah, no shit.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Let me... Okay, I won that argument.
And the answer is D. I have no idea. I'm just making it up.
Did you cheat?
I don't know. I'm just making it up. I have no idea.
Okay. I gotta totally go into... totally hide shit from you.
Well, in that case, you need to take this and go...
Alrighty. If the chair assigned the floor to the wrong person when preference and recognition was timely claimed by another member,
yes,
A, an appeal should be made.
Okay.
B, a point of order should be raised. C, an objection to consideration of the question should be made. D, the member to whom the floor was assigned must be allowed to speak. This, I think, I can't see the answer, but I'm like thinking this is a shitty question. We'll see.
I'm going to say point of order.
B.
Yeah.
Okay.
Appeal from the ruling of the chair.
That's wrong.
Doesn't make any sense.
And C is
C
wrong.
is no way.
Okay, you already said B, but I'm going to argue
what's
that
D?
the member to whom the floor was assigned must be. Oh no, that's not correct. Never mind. I was thinking the original. No, never mind. Not a shitty question, and I think you're correct. Let's see. Yeah, you're correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was to whom the floor should be assigned must be allowed to speak, which would be also right, but no.
We could clear Richard off the screen.
Oh, I don't want to because he agrees with me. I want to keep that up there in perpetuity. I often don't get Richard or JJ to
Well, if
agree.
you don't do that, I'm going to do this.
Oh, yes. No, do it. So this is the score so far. So 10,
11.
11 to 12. 11 to 12.
And these are last year's scores.
And last year's was 62 to 59.
With 8 shitty.
With 8 shitty questions. Okay. There we go.
And
Aren't we fancy?
And the only reason I think it's a point of order is because that would be the initial instinctive reaction. Point of order! I had the floor, damn it!
Yeah. Bitches. We need some new sound effects, though. I need to grab some out of my stash.
I wish that my old Army JROTC sergeant were still alive.
Why?
I'd get a soundbite from him that would say, "God damn it, Seebeck, do it right!"
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to on this little thing, you have a button that flips it to the second page, and I'm going to have like
There
a
you
bunch
go.
of sound effects.
Yeah.
Sound effects.
Okay, next one. A motion to take a question from the table.
Okay.
A, requires previous notice
No.
in the call of the meeting if
Oh.
taken up at a special meeting.
Oh.
Wait for the whole sentence. B, requires 2/3.
No.
C, can be made when another question is pending.
No.
D, must be made by the member who moved to
No,
lay
it's
on
A
the table
then, the
first.
one I originally...
Yeah, it's a by
It's
elimination.
A.
Yeah.
I didn't know a special meeting. You snuck that in on me.
You wouldn't let me finish the statement.
Anything at a space... We don't have to read that.
Excuse me, no.
That is basic.
No,
It
and not only that, but the other 3 are just absurd anyway.
Yeah. But the last one is not absurd to somebody who's a novice.
Yeah.
A lot of times when you first start with Roberts, you think it has to be the person who laid it on the table. That's not completely... If you try to go back to when you knew nothing, that wouldn't sound absurd.
Except for the fact there's no guarantee that person would be at the next meeting when they take off the table.
Yeah, but you're thinking too much. Yeah, think back to
I
when
do
you
that
knew
a lot.
Think back to when you knew nothing, whenever all of this was.
When I first knew nothing, I'm going, lay on the table? What? We're taking a nap?
Yeah, but laying on the table, like, have you, in any of our LPCO meetings, have yet seen a valid use of lay on the table?
No.
In my years with the LPCO, I've heard it used a million times improperly.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what that means. They mean postpone definitely.
Right.
Or indefinitely. Very rarely indefinitely. Then usually they mean postpone definitely, and they say table it. And I am ready to put my fucking head through the table every single time.
Well, I
that
know
happens.
tabling it's wrong. That's postponed.
But they all say that.
Yeah.
They all, and it's not just us. It's like every group. I hear this everywhere, and I'm like, this is what you gotta do. Oh, I need to have the sound effect of let it go, let it go. What do you? We don't have let it go.
What is that one?
That's you look like an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
No, you look like an idiot.
Exactly.
That's the closest match.
Okay. Oh, so I get another one, right?
Yes, you do.
All right. So now I'm back in black.
Oh, you just tied up with me.
We tied
For
up.
today.
No, we're not tied. I'm still ahead.
For today.
Oh, for today.
Yes.
But today is not just for today.
For this session.
For this session and meeting.
Yes, yes.
Is the whole year a single session?
I don't know. That's
No, we're all dedicated to a single agenda of business, which is going through these questions.
okay. So it's for the. God damn it! I'm coming here the wrong direction.
So it's for the meeting.
Yeah.
We're tied for the meeting, but not for the session.
Yeah. Something like that.
Alrighty.
And we don't have quarterly deadlines either. We're not the LNC, thank God. Don't mind me mucking my mop here.
The mullet. He's grooming his mullet.
It's hard to do that because I can't see what I'm doing because everything's in reverse.
Oh, interesting. Are you ready?
No, but I'm still combing my
You'll
hair.
You'll know this. Oh.
I'm still combing my
My
hair.
instinct. No, that's not correct. Okay. In a convention.
Yes. Ow. Damn it. That hurt.
No, you look like an idiot.
Like klutz. There's a board sticking out here on the desk, folks. I just slammed my hand into it like a moron. Okay. Ouch.
In a convention.
Yeah.
Parliamentary standing rules.
Okay.
Generally arise from a need to give, and I want to. Okay, I want to.
Wait a minute. What?
I want to.
I'm sorry, that got lost.
I want to take a segue here.
Please
take a
do.
rabbit trail for one
Please
second.
do, because I don't understand what the hell they were saying.
Because you might know this already, but this is something I just learned. It always bugged me that we would call the convention standing rules when they're not all standing rules. Some of them are special rules of order and standing rules.
Yes.
They addressed that in here.
Okay.
And they said call them standing rules, and even the special rules of order are standing rules, but they're called parliamentary standing rules. Just saying. And that's what they're talking about here.
I just call them convention rules and to hell with it.
Oh, Richard Brown gives us something here. I don't know anything about AIP yet.
The standard code to table a motion to postpone indefinitely and robbers and kills the motion.
In AIP.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anything about AIP.
It's just that in robbers, they don't say table it.
You know, because of my weaponized autism, that I will move on to learn all the AIP shit too.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Just so you know. I'll collect all
and
the
then
credentials.
and then you get to go play in Martha's and Francis and Francis.
I already went through Francis and Francis. That is a bullshit. It is an awful. It's not a parliamentary authority. It's basically a rule book for generally non-contentious meetings to play nice.
For grandma's terrorists and quilting society.
Yeah, but I bet you those are vicious. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I think so. Now let's try this question again.
Now you know what a parliamentary standing rule is. It's
okay.
Okay. In a convention, parliamentary standing rules generally arise from a need to give A, the majority more power. B, the majority more power to transact business with minimum delay. C, more power to the officers in the transaction of necessary business. D, the majority and minority equal power.
No, and no for A, C, and D, so B.
B, the majority more power to transact business with minimum delay.
Yes, because A, I'll tell you why. A was to do what
majority more power, just
no, too broad. C is for the officers.
For the officers.
Also wrong. That stomps on everybody. D was to make them equal. Then they're not a minority and majority. So the only left by elimination is B.
Yeah, it's B.
Yeah. Not exactly.
Wow.
What was that for?
Just why not? Why not? Okay.
You shaking your money makers?
Okay. That needs to be a clip. Bitches. Francis and Francis permits removal of officer by a motion of no confidence. I didn't even notice that because we weren't dealing with that. But.
Yeah.
But no confidence means nothing in Roberts.
No.
It's not even in Roberts.
It's subjective anyway.
Well, so is decorum, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
To be fucking honest with you, fuckers.
See, they tried to have a vote of no confidence in me as county chair years ago to remove me.
And there isn't such a thing.
But we also weren't using Roberts as a standard.
Were you using Martha's rules?
No, I made a mistake back then.
I know, you fucked it up.
I did fuck it up. I wrote those bylaws, and I said it's a guide, not a rule. And that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Don't ever effing do that.
You didn't know then, though.
I didn't know that. I know better now,
Yeah.
after it came back and bit me in the ass a couple times. But yeah. So.
Did you give yourself?
No, I didn't.
See, look how I'm looking out for you.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. I'm in klutz mode today.
Okay. Derp. Derp. That's what we need. We need a derp. Oh, my arm hurts.
I'll make it better. Wham!
Man. Oof. I need some poppy tea again.
I'll make it better. I'll smack you in the knee and make it hurt instead.
I had some poppy tea last night and it put me out to sleep for the whole night. For real, like, I went to bed, like, fully, like...
What else was in the tea?
No, there was... Well, no, it was, the... Okay, No, YouTube will demonetize me if I say this. We'll just keep going.
We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. Okay, Saturday the 8th. Previous question.
Yes.
A. Takes precedence over the motion to lay on the table. B.
It does.
Pertains to the last question previously considered.
No. Yeah, no.
What?
No, I don't know what they mean by that. Okay, keep going.
C. Is an order where another has the floor.
No.
D. Does not prevent the making of incidental or privileged motions as applicable.
Oh, shit. The only one I know it's not. Say it again.
Okay.
I know it says the previous question.
Right.
Okay.
A. Takes precedence over the motion to lay on the table.
Yeah, it does.
B. Pertains to the last question previously considered.
Doesn't it take precedence over the motion to lay on the table? Because then you would vote on the motion to lay on the table. If you call the previous question, when the motion to lay on the table is pending, you would vote on the previous question.
Wouldn't the previous question be the motion to lay on the table?
No, previous question is motion to call the question.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
But wouldn't that question at that point be the motion to lay on the table, is what I'm saying.
No, you first have to vote on previous question.
Yeah. Anyway, B. Pertains to the last question previously considered.
Well, but considered, I think it means past and done with, not the one you're considering now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tricky. So it's A so far.
C is not in order when another has a floor. You already said no to that one.
Right. Wait, no. It's not in order when another has the floor.
It says is in order when another has the floor.
Oh, is in order.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So
You already
it's
said no on
not
that
B or C.
Yeah. D does not prevent the making of privileged or incidental motions as applicable.
I don't know what the fuck that means. I suck at classifying motions. I really do. Does not prevent the making of what?
Privileged or incidental motions as applicable. Which is broadly, vaguely, delightfully vague.
Well, and what was A again?
Takes precedence over the motion to lay on the table.
I think both A and D are correct.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm trying to think of lay on the table is a very high precedence, though. D.
It is D.
Yeah.
Lucky guess.
No. I knew lay on the table was really high up there, and it was surprisingly high.
Okay.
So
Section 16.
Oh, and I'm going to go look at the chart of the precedence of motions.
198.
That's
which is under previous question.
See, that's because I'm certified.
You're so certifiable.
I knew, because motion to lay on the table is like super special. I don't know why.
Okay, this is right before standard descriptive characteristics. The adoption of an order for the previous question does not prevent the making of privileged or incidental motions as applicable, and strictly speaking does not prevent a special order set for a particular hour from interrupting the pending business.
Yeah, see, here's the order going up. I like doing the order going down, so this confused me. So this is the lowest. Lay on the table is the highest of all. It's the only one of these motions, the subsidiary motions, that takes precedence over previous question.
Okay, so if someone has moved to call the question and instead you move to lay on the table gets right of way, and then if that passes, it gets laid on the table. Does the motion to call the previous question go with it?
I would think it would.
So that means you take off the table, you're calling the question anyway.
Yeah.
You can't open it back up for debate.
Yeah.
Unless you kill the previous question.
Right. I think previous question would go. All the pending motions would go on the table.
Right.
Because previous question would adhere to whatever your main motion is.
Right.
So yeah. Am I correct on that, you guys? I'm pretty sure I am. You're getting technical here.
Well, this is technical. Next one's a Sunday.
Woo!
So that was a crazy one.
Oh, did you?
No,
did I?
You did
okay.
not. I didn't, and you didn't.
Okay. I'm proud of myself for that one.
That was tough. That was a tricky one.
And it makes sense when you think about it, because lay on the table is an emergency, is supposed to be for an urgent. Yeah. It can be for an emergency or like a literal emergency.
Or to put the brakes on because
something else. But it has to do with urgency, so I can see how it takes precedence over.
It can also use as a cooling off something, too.
Yeah. Okay.
You get too animated. Sunday. Motions to adjourn or dispense with further proceedings under the call, however, can be entertained after a quorum is present or after the arresting officer reports... What?
We don't have arresting officers. Is this for a call of the House?
Okay, wait a minute. Let me start this sentence over. This is interesting.
This is a Sunday, so
this
it's
is a Sunday, but still.
I want an arresting officer. I want to go arrest some LNC members.
Charge him with impersonating an officer?
Charge him with something.
Motions to adjourn or dispense with further proceedings under the call, however, can be entertained after a quorum is present or after the arresting officer reports that in his opinion a quorum cannot be obtained.
Okay, it is for call of the House.
Yeah.
That has to do with call of the House. So they send out the deputy to go get the absent members of Congress or whatever, and when they can't arrest them and drag them in, then you can move to adjourn.
It's actually under call of the House. Yes,
it's call of the House.
Under quorum.
That's the only one that deals with an arresting officer.
Yeah.
I think we need that power. Let's put it in our bylaws.
I'm just...
Okay.
Yeah, the motion, there's unexcused absent members. This is okay. In the legislative bodies or other assemblies that have legal power to compel attendance of the members, a procedure that can be used to obtain a quorum if necessary is the motion for call of the House.
Yes.
This is a motion that unexcused absent members be brought into the meeting under arrest. A call of the House is not applicable in voluntary societies, so we couldn't put it in every one.
We could voluntarily put it in there, though.
Yeah. That makes sense if you think about it. From all the times we've had, like in Texas, say the Democrats bail the hell out of the state for whatever reason. Then they go do a warrant to go bring them back.
That is awesome.
Okay. Oh, gods. Here we go again. Ex officio. With the hyphen.
I saw that before. I told you I've already conceded, and JJ said it's that Roberts is wrong.
Okay. Thank you, I think. Okay.
So I now get a chance to...
You need to pick a pause in a couple of minutes.
To pull ahead.
That's what she said.
Yes. We're going to end up getting our content age restricted. You know that, don't you?
What? Because we're too immature for it?
Yes, because we're sophomore.
We'll be banned from our own show.
Yeah.
Okay. When an ex officio, hyphenated member of a board ceases to hold the office that entitles him to such membership,
then he's no longer an ex officio.
How is his membership on the board affected?
But he's an ex officio member of a board.
He was.
No, just read it again.
When an ex officio member of a board ceases to hold the office
that entitles
him to such membership, how is his membership on the board is affected?
It's terminated.
A. Membership on the board continues as a director.
No.
B. Membership on the board terminates at the conclusion of the fiscal year.
No.
C. Membership of the board terminates at the conclusion of the term for other board members.
No.
D. Membership of the board terminates automatically.
Yes.
Yeah. Although D is the correct answer, but I don't. That's badly worded, and I'll tell you why. Because if they cease to hold the office that entitles them to be an ex officio member, then then it's not an automatic termination because it already happened.
What? Automatically?
No, well, whatever reason, it already happened. They're saying it happens now. It's like, no, anyway. Okay, go freaking figure.
Lots of kids have interest, but it restricts you on the search results. It really punishes you, so we might need to tone down a little.
Lydia asked, and how many kids have interest whatsoever in parliamentary procedure besides these two?
I know there actually is, like, not to bring up people who shall not be named, but Richard Longstreth learned, because he used to be good. He's gotten way rusty. He doesn't know what he's doing now, but that's because you don't practice it. You remember when he was in Colorado, he was decent at Roberts.
Decent, yeah.
He was part of some kind of parliamentary society in high school, and that's how he learned it.
Probably speech and debate.
But because this is on my regular channel though too, we need to tone down the X factor a little bit.
Oh, but that takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah, well, we'll just keep it at R and we'll be okay.
R for registered.
Is it yours? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you're
yours
asking
now.
me.
I know. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Have mercy on me.
We need to take a break soon, though.
We do? Why?
Yes. Because Mother Nature's yelling at me.
Well, you can do that. I don't need to, and I can talk. Because that way we don't have to restart the stream.
That's
it's
true.
a pain in the ass.
So's why I got to take a break.
Is it going to be a long time?
I hope not.
Okay, you're going to explode our bathroom here?
No.
Okay. Oh, God.
No, I'm not going to have an ass explosion. No.
Man. God, what? Ugh. It's making me twitchy. Not that. This. Why? You'll see why in a minute here. When the minute I read this, you're going to go.
It's making her twitchy, baby.
The minute I read this, you're going to go, oh, yeah, sorry. Too soon. Too soon. Hashtag too soon. The extreme penalty that an organization or society can impose on a member. Too soon. Hashtag. Oh, God.
Yeah.
No, even though it's not directly applicable, I saw the thumbnail. I was going to watch it.
No, the comment.
I saw that.
The comment.
Yeah, I'm not putting that up on the screen, and we're not reading that because we're toning things down. Okay? Okay. A large...
Gene, I gotta, excuse me. Now I'm going to have to take that break to go throw up.
Oh.
Without saying what the comment was.
A large fine if authorized in the bylaws.
Yes.
B, expulsion from membership in this society. C, suspension of membership. D, a reprimand from the society.
And what is the top of the question?
Yeah, it's the most extreme penalty.
Oh, that's execution at 2:00. Oh, that's me. Sorry. Give me the choices again.
A large fine if authorized in the bylaws.
Yeah.
B, expulsion from membership in the society.
Yeah.
C, suspension of membership.
Yeah.
D, a reprimand from the society.
B.
Yeah, it's B. It's B. Yes, that is who's in the thumbnail. And the scene was one of her, there was a point of order.
Yes.
And it got appealed successfully, and that was her expression.
The appeal from the ruling of the chair was successful.
And she was like...
It was overturned. And she had that sourpuss look on her face.
And I had a caption contest for it.
Yeah.
And the winner was, I can taste my own hemorrhoids.
I thought you were trying to tone this down.
That's not filthy. That's just gross.
I wouldn't call her Supreme Jean.
But that was That was the winner of the caption contest.
Okay.
Oh, so you're going to go do. Okay.
And
go do.
Don't cheat while I'm gone.
We'll put this right over here, and everyone can see. They'll tattle on me if I touch.
I'm not talking about touching.
Stop
I'm talking about cheating.
Stop it. We are cleaning this up. We're cleaning up this act.
No, we're not.
I'm going to do a Massachusetts update while I'm here.
That'll work.
And I'll see what else I have to talk about. But see, look. All right, I need a microphone in the middle. I need to get in the middle here. You messed up my microphones. Okay. So let's get this one out of the way. Massachusetts update while we're waiting while Mike's doing an ass blaster. And Lydia's not impressed. So Massachusetts had their special members convention yesterday that was called by the 47 members that the rogue and corrupt Massachusetts board expelled for merely signing a petition to have a special convention, because they said calling a special convention to have a recall election of the board was aggression against the board. Like, the fact that I'm even saying this is the Twilight Zone. The fact that I'm even saying this could happen in the Libertarian Party. It is those people, every single person who voted for that on that board should never, ever, ever have a position of leadership in the party ever again. That is, I would have to say that, and I don't think I've said this about anything yet, that's worse than what the LNC did to me, at least as far as principles go. because all those members did was sign a petition exercising their rights. I don't think I deserve to be suspended, but at least I actively did things that were like sustained over time and very, very critical of the leadership. You know, I hurt their feelings, you know. All these people did was exercise their rights under the Massachusetts Constitution. So when it comes to just sheer abuse of power and betrayal of libertarian principles, the Llama board was worse than the LNC. And the LNC was pretty damn bad. And I think this is the only thing I have said so far that is worse, that the action was worse than what was done to me. Barely, though, because the implications are different. Actually, some of the implications are exactly the same, is that you can't criticize leadership. You know, they skipped the doing YouTube video part and criticizing them and went right to recall election to express their dissatisfaction. But the two are really, really connected. But a mass expulsion of 47 people, some of whom, and yeah, Richard, I am getting to that. You know I'm long-winded. Plus, I'm trying to give Mike time to, to pinch out the loaf. So anyway, so they had their special convention. They were counting on an LNC meeting on the 6th, which was unceremoniously canceled by the cowardly LNC. Because the motion to be heard at that LNC meeting on the 6th was to assist these members in getting notification of the special convention out. Because obviously the Llama board denied them their right to the convention and wasn't going to send out a notice of the convention. And their desire was to notify as many people as possible to come to this. And they were requesting the LNC's assistance in this. Because that meeting got canceled, they now have to, and it was canceled, it was supposed to be on the 6th, their convention was on the 12th. They had very little time to try to figure out how to get the most people there. Even though there was, I think, 40 people there, it was still really well attended for a Massachusetts special convention. So they adjourned to a later time. So they're reconvening on February, I think, 26th, to give time for them to more widely advertise it and also have it in person. The meeting on the 12th was a Zoom meeting. And a lot of members felt very strongly that new state committee members, they're not officers. The way Llama works is they elect a state committee, and then the state committee amongst themselves elects officers from their own number. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, that's how their constitution and bylaws went. So they wanted more time in order to more widely advertise, since they're not going to get any assistance from the LNC, and to have it in person. So they adjourned to a later time of February 26th. So that's when the elections will then take place. So that's the status so far. Now, the interesting question then becomes, this is a special convention. This is not an annual convention. So what's going to happen, as far as I can see right now, though I'd love to hear other people's opinions on this, is the moment there is an election, and it's clear who's in the right on this, the Constitution and bylaws do not give the state committee authority to mass expel people, but to deny them the right to the state. Let's say they didn't expel the members, because before they expelled the members, they said, we're not calling a special convention because the things you're asking for at the special convention, they're claiming were out of order. They weren't out of order, but they're claiming they were out of order. But their constitution does not give them the right to proactively declare it out of order. It says, upon the submission of the certain number of signatures, a special convention shall be called. Or must be called. I think must is actually in there. But whatever, it was mandatory. If the state committee actually thought that the items on the agenda for the special convention were out of order, they would call the special convention to order. The chair would then rule the items out of order and allow the delegates at the special convention to appeal the ruling of the chair. That's the way that would work. You don't get to just unilaterally declare it out of order without letting the people who called for it, who would be the voting members of that body, not have a chance to appeal the ruling. So once you have this new election, we're going to, in effect, have 2 llama boards. Now, obviously, I have a very strong opinion as to which one's the legitimate one. It will be the one elected by the delegates at the special convention. This is something that is way more similar to the Oregon situation than anything that's happened so far, because you're going to have 2... Well, actually, New Hampshire kind of had that in a little way, where you had Gilletta Jarvis claiming they were the real board. So you're going to have these 2 competing organizations that are going to have 2 competing conventions, annual conventions. So these new set of officers are going to need to call an annual convention to elect delegates and elect a board for the following year. So these new set of officers may only be in their seats for a month or so. And they need 30 days to call their convention. So the question then becomes, though, do they call their convention prior to the second llama organization's convention or after it? Now, a lot of that's going to be determined by the delegate deadline, which is the day after the original llamas board. And Mike and Wayne and I definitely were not discussing this. Wayne's eyes would roll back in his head. Mike and I were discussing this earlier, strategically what might be better. Of course, that's going to be up to the people in Massachusetts. But that's it for the llama update. I'm going to let Mike back in here because he's back. And we'll see if there's any questions, because Mike knows about this situation too. So let me put your mic back over here and let me scoot forward. Did everything come out okay?
As far as you know.
All right. Is our toilet safe?
Yeah.
Did you break it?
No.
Did it require a plunger?
No.
Okay.
I had to refresh the toilet paper roll, but that was almost empty anyway.
Yeah. All righty. Oh, aren't you glad we had more? That would have sucked. You'd been up there yelling.
Where's the TP? He's in the garage.
Did you ever watch Seinfeld?
Not much.
Oh, where Elaine said, "Can you spare a square? You can't even spare a square." Okay.
Well, of course, there's always a scene from Demolition Man,
I never saw that.
where Sylvester Stallone walks up to the little doohickey and starts cussing at the machine, and it starts finding him all these credits, and each one kicks out a receipt. And he,
Oh, and that's what he used?
And he looks at it, he goes, toilet paper. Instead of those 3 little shells. And Sandra Bullock gives him this weird look, like, what?
Oh, so I put it up there, and they were watching. I didn't cheat. But are there any questions on llama so far?
Ramalama ding dong.
It doesn't seem like there is, so. It's pretty...
I don't want to bang your arm.
It's pretty self-explanatory so far.
Yeah, I don't want to bang your arm. Yeah. Okay, by the way...
Is it my turn now?
What is it, next to 12th?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're asking me.
No, you asked.
I was asking the
evens.
odds. Your evens?
Your evens.
No, I just had that question.
I ask the odds.
Yeah. Oh, okay, never mind.
No, you look like an idiot.
By the way, did you know that most constipated people don't give a crap?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Lincoln's birthday. That fucker.
Oh, and he's like the hero.
Why?
Yeah. It's a legend. It's a myth.
Very much so.
If what was believed in the myth of him were true, he would have been a great man.
Yes. Instead, he was just a backwoods hick who didn't understand what the Constitution meant.
Didn't care.
That's true. Okay. 2 or more organizations each continue their independent existence.
Oh my God.
Hello, paging llama.
Too soon. Hashtag too soon.
No, we did not plan it this way, folks. And a new entity is formed.
Oh, this is doing the consolidation and merger thing? Is this what this is?
Possibly, yes. Which includes the membership of each organization in the case of a what? A, dissolution, B, incorporation, C, consolidation, or D, merger.
Okay.
We've had this question a zillion years ago.
It's C or D, and I got to figure out which one. Say the first part again.
Two or more organizations
Uh-huh.
each discontinue their independent existence,
Mm-hmm.
and a new entity is formed, which includes the membership of each organization in the case of a what?
I always forget this one. And I knew it for the test, because I knew that would be on the test. Consolidation.
That is correct.
Yes.
Now, why?
I just...
I'll tell you exactly why. It's very simple.
Because in a merge, one gets absorbed into another one, and the one it gets absorbed into, it remains it doesn't discontinue its existence. Mm-hmm. And a consolidation, they're on equal grounds, and they equally...
That is correct.
Yes.
There's one more piece to it, though.
What is that?
Two or more organizations don't merge, they consolidate.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking that.
What you said is correct, though. Don't get me wrong. So.
Well, no, they could. No, two or more can merge. They all merge into one. There's one that's kind of like the master organization, and multiple organizations can merge into it. Let's look this up, because I'm pretty sure it'll tell you that two or more can merge. I know that sounds weird, but even legally that can happen, I'm pretty sure.
Sounds utterly flippin' bizarre.
So let's find the
Section 55.
I had to study this for the fucking test. I don't remember if it was
which
on
is
the
chapter...
Ah! Help!
What happened? Hold still.
You're like, what? You were all concerned.
I'm looking at it like, what?
What happened?
It's like, what? I didn't know whether you banged or slammed your elbow on something, or
Oh my God. What happened?
it's like you're having a kidney stone, a heart attack, or what?
Okay, where are we at?
Section 55.
You know I gotta do minutes after this shit.
1,
2.
3,
They're halfway done. I did the hard part.
2.5.
55.
Page 561, which is towards the back of the whole thing. The whole section. Merger, consolidation, and dissolution of societies. It's the section title. It's the second bullet under the beginning.
Okay, this one just talks about two, not or more.
In the case...
Yeah, you're right. One of two. You're right. Merger just says up to two.
Uh-huh.
And consolidation says two or more. So you are correct. But I came at it from a different way.
You were right, but I was to me the immediate set off was the two or more versus
and to me it was the absorption.
Yeah, no, you were right too. I mean, we just saw it from different perspectives. Here you go.
Hector is back. YouTube turns off notifications. I don't know why all the YouTubers say that. So did
yes, I did.
You did me?
Yes.
Here?
Yes.
Oh, that's when I went help. Okay.
After that.
Yeah, but yes, it was in the process.
Yes, I did you. Okay. Was it good, baby? Yeah. Okay.
All right, Daddy. Are you ready?
Hey, Joe, Daddy.
I hate you. I hate you so bad.
Because I ain't your daddy.
No, because you got the easiest question of the day.
Which means I'll get it wrong. Watch.
No, you will not get this wrong. If you get this wrong, we're throwing you out of the we're firing you as LPCO parliamentarian. Okay?
So Wayne come down here first?
Now I'll make the motion. I'll make the fucking motion.
This chair's discretion. Don't need a motion.
We motioned to appoint you. The board did. So now
they did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did. It was one of the very first ones. A tie vote. A.
Okay.
Adopts the motion.
No.
B. Can be considered a majority vote.
No.
C. Permits the chair to break the tie.
Maybe. What's D?
Requires the chair to break the tie.
D is no. The answer is C.
I just said that's easy peasy.
That's why I said maybe. I want to hear what D said.
Yeah. Well, I would have said the same thing.
That's what D said.
Yeah.
Who's D?
Did you see why you would have been fired?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to see what the last one was, because the question would have been, then I would have raised hell about, well, was the tie because the chair voted or because they didn't?
But actually, that doesn't really pertain to LPCO, because Wayne, like, we don't follow that. It's a small board, but Wayne never votes no matter what. I don't think he's
small board after all.
I don't think he's ever even caused or broke a tie. But I repeated that so much during the platform committee meetings.
By the way,
it constantly.
this is water.
It's vodka. Don't let him fool you.
No, it's water.
It's vodka. Don't let him fool you.
I don't drink vodka straight. And I couldn't find the lime juice up there.
Wait, you're not straight when you drink vodka?
I don't drink vodka straight up. It needs to have something with it.
I was going to say, I've never heard of somebody who's alcohol sexual. That their orientation depended upon whether they were drinking vodka.
Why do you think they call it a cocktail?
You are totally going to kill our monetization here.
Hey, you walked into that one. You walked into that one.
Oh, my Lord. But why do they call it a cocktail?
I don't know.
Like, where does that word come from?
I don't know.
It's got to have some kind of, like, weird...
There's got to be some sort of weird connotation to it.
Does anyone know why drinks are called alcoholic beverages are called cocktails?
I want to look it up, and I'm wondering.
I wonder if it's because it makes you, like, boy... like strut around like a rooster. You know?
If you're drunk enough, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. Like
you're a cock in search of tail. I don't know.
Yeah, like strut around like a barnyard cock. I'm wondering if that's where it comes from.
This is Wikipedia, so take it with whatever you want for level of salt.
Uh-huh.
The origins of the word cocktail have been debated. The first written mention of cocktail as a beverage appeared in the Farmer's Cabinet 1803 in the United States. The first definition of cocktail as an alcoholic beverage appeared 3 years later in the Balance of Columbian Repository, Hudson, New York, May 13, 1806. Traditionally, cocktail ingredients included spirits, sugar, water, and bitters. However, as definitions evolved throughout the 1800s to include addition of a liqueur. In 1862, Jerry...
I want to know what it means, though.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, get there, come on. Forget the foreplay, get right to it.
That's not what she said. Well, it doesn't really say.
It does...
Usage in related terms.
Does it say etymology, or...?
No. Entomology. Here we go.
Entomology, yes.
Okay. The origin of the word cocktail is disputed. The first recorded use of cocktail not referring to a horse, I'm just reading this, is found in the Morning Post and Gazetteer in London, England, March 20th, 1798. Quote, Mr. Pitt, two petits verres of, I'm going to murder this, my French sucks, l'huile de Venus, ditto, one of Parfait Amour, ditto cocktail, vulgarly called ginger. The Oxford English Dictionary cites the word as originating in the U.S. The first record already mentioned that.
Yeah, but what's it mean? Where'd it come from? Why is it called something so weird like that? You shouldn't have went
It's
to
supposed to be an election... Okay, there's a political angle to it. Okay, cocktail is a stimulating liqueur composed... Hang on, just bear with me a minute. Composed of spirits of any kind, sugar, water, and bitters, of vulgarity called bittered sling, and is supposed to be an excellent electioneering potion, and inasmuch as it renders the heart stout and bold, at the same time that it fuddles the head. It is said to be also of great use to a Democratic candidate because the person who swallowed a glass of it is not ready to swallow anything else.
But what's the word come from?
Dale de Graaf hypothesizes that the word evolved from the French coquetier, and for an egg cup in which Antoine A. Péchaud, creator of Péchaud's bitters, allegedly used to serve his guests a mix of cognac with a dash of his bitters.
That makes sense.
Etymologist Anatoly Lieberman endorses as highly probable the theory advanced by Laffman in 1946, which she summarized as the following. It was customary to dock the tails of horses that were not thoroughbred. They were called cocktailed horses, or later simply cocktails. By extension, the word cocktail was applied to a vulgar, ill-bred person raised above his station, assuming the position of a gentleman but deficient in gentlemanly breeding. Of importance in 1806 citation above is the mention of water as an ingredient. Laffman concluded the cocktail was an acceptable alcoholic drink, but diluted, not a purebred, a thing raised above its station. Hence the highly appropriate slang word used earlier about inferior horses and sham gentlemen.
Okay. All right. So it has nothing to do with barnyard roosters.
No.
Okay. Now we learned something today. I didn't know that they used to dock the tails of non-thoroughbred horses.
I didn't either. One more piece. In his book Imbibe, 2007, cocktail historian David Wondrich also speculates that cocktail is reference to gingering, a practice for perking up an old horse by means of a ginger suppository so that the animal will cock its tail up and be frisky.
That is nasty.
Several authors have theorized that cocktail may be a corruption of cock and ale.
Huh.
Or cock ale, excuse me. What the fuck is cock ale?
Okay, I've learned enough.
17th century ale, whose consistent recipe was normal ale brewed in a container, to which was added a bag stuffed with a parboiled, skinned, and gutted cock and various fruits and spices. So yes, there was a chicken involved.
Okay. All right, just very curious. That's just a weird word. I think the horse one is right. That sounds right to me. That horse one.
Makes sense to me. And by the way, gingering in that term is not a racial or epithet of any variety.
Is ginger an epithet?
Yes.
For redheaded people?
Yes, it is.
That's an epithet?
Yes.
I know so many gingers who call themselves ginger.
Yeah.
I didn't think that's
there are so many black people who call themselves the N-word too, but yeah.
But no, I don't think ginger's ginger an insult?
That's the way I was raised.
So I shouldn't be calling Michael Heiss the Ginger Jesus?
Probably not.
He doesn't get mad at me. Do you get mad at me, Michael? I don't think it was a...
That's the way I was raised, so your mileage may vary.
I never heard that ginger was an insult.
I heard it was, but...
Hey, a studio audience, is ginger an insult?
And no, we don't mean the herb.
No, like for a redhead.
The spice, yeah. Because the reference there with the horse was with the spice.
I mean, I joke that you should never trust gingers. Yeah, I'm not really joking. Sometimes.
I think the British consider it to be an insult.
Do they?
I think.
I don't know. I make jokes about gingers all the time and say ginger. Because Nick Ferlini, the founder of the Libertarian Nihilist Caucus, he's a ginger. He eats souls. Gains a freckle each time.
See, that's part of the pejorative.
It's true, though. I never heard that the word ginger was pejorative. I would never, ever, because, I like Nick and Michael Heiss a lot. I wouldn't use a pejorative to them.
I'm looking for the there it is, disambiguation.
Disambiguation, you mean?
That too.
Did you say disambiguation?
Yes, I did. Disambiguation, yes. Let's see. Characters, including on The Simpsons.
Joyce says yes. Like most insults, you can use it affectionately. You mean the way I call everyone fuckers?
Or bitches.
Or bitches? I never, ever, ever heard that was a pejorative. Ever.
Ginger, a slang term referring to a person with red hair, sometimes in a derogatory sense. Yeah.
I would like to know, are there any redheaded people in the audience now? Do you personally consider the word pejorative? I'm going to have to ask Michael if he's insulted when I call him a ginger. I wouldn't want to insult him.
I knew one of my closest...
So Joy's a redhead and she thinks it's pejorative. Well, I guess I'm going to have to...
One of my closest friends...
I did not know that.
One of my closest friends when I was in high school was a dyed-in-the-wool Irish redhead. Okay? I mean, no doubt they were Irish. And no doubt they were redhead. Freckles, redhead, everything.
Yeah.
And nobody ever even thought to call him a ginger. Because even though he was about 100 pounds soaking wet, he would whip your ass if you tried.
You want to know the reason why I guess that it would never have occurred to me? Is there's a lot of YouTube videos with that word in the title. And YouTube is very sensitive.
Yeah.
Because there's a very famous out-of-control redhead guy who's a social justice warrior who's hilarious.
Not Carrot Top.
And he did... No.
He's not funny.
No, this guy is funny. And he went on this rant about how... And he said the word ginger. The title of the video is Gingers Have Souls.
Joy weighed in a second ago.
Oh, okay. She's not a redhead. Like you call everyone bitches. Okay. But are there any redheads? I want to know if you consider... ginger an insult. Why are you looking at...
Because I gotta go clean a comment out.
Oh.
Sorry, I have to do my...
Oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't even
Oh, it's
see
not.
that.
It's not on the YouTube comments.
It's on Twitch.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about Twitch.
Okay. Never mind.
So it's my turn to ask you.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm shocked.
You didn't
Like
know that?
I'm literally shocked. No, I didn't know that.
Oh.
I never ever heard that, and nobody I've ever said that to is ever
Yeah,
indicated.
because that was one of the controversies with Sherwood Schwartz with Gilligan's Island, was they called
the redhead.
the movie star Ginger,
Yeah.
and it wasn't until they went color when people realized what the gig was, because they thought that was her name.
But that is a name, too.
It was, but because she happened to be a redhead, Tina Louise happened to be a redhead. All of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, here, something crazy." Because the show was so couched in innocence on the island, nobody noticed it.
I've never heard that. I'm going to have to talk to Nick or Michael if you're out watching. I've never meant to insult you if you've taken that as an insult. My Lord, I did not know that. Okay.
And by the way,
I'm embarrassed.
Ginger Lynn, the porn star, is a blonde. So.
I am like embarrassed if I've been insulting people and not knowing it. Okay. Oh, you should know this.
That famous last words.
That doesn't mean you would know it said this. I just remember this coming up during the time when Wayne and Victoria were running against each other. Okay.
Gods.
The presiding officer of an assembly should be chosen principally for his or her colon.
Yes.
Yes, for his or her colon. Her colon must be in good shape. No. A,
I'm not going down that road.
the ability to preside.
Yes.
B, knowledge of parliamentary procedure.
Yes.
C, knowledge of the bylaws and standing rules.
Yes.
D, tact and common sense.
Yes. There's no all the above? Because all the above are true.
You want to hear them again?
Yeah.
A, ability to preside.
Okay.
B, knowledge of parliamentary procedure.
Okay.
C, knowledge of the bylaws and the standing rules.
Mm-hmm.
D, tact and common sense.
They have the parliamentarian to advise them on the parliamentary rules. What was A again? Ability to preside, which is so broad-based, it's ridiculous. D was tact and common sense. Mm-hmm. And C was...
knowledge of the bylaws and standing rules.
It's either C. I'm going to go with C, but it's probably A or D.
Which one are you going with? Because you just said A, C, and D.
That's because I think it's all the above, really. Because... Oh, shit. This is with the chair, right?
The presiding officer of an assembly. They're saying that because I guess...
It doesn't have to be the chair. They can be someone... They can be a pro tem.
I suppose.
Or someone who handed the gavel to somebody, yeah.
And I think they're wording it this way because a lot of times they use chair and president simultaneously, and the president's not always the presiding officer.
Correct. The safest answer is A. I'll go with that.
And it is A.
Yeah.
Because A kind of subsumes all the others.
Right. I kind of I find eventually I got there,
yes,
but
yes.
yeah.
It is kind of...
Which is why what I said E is the right answer, but A is the next best thing.
Yeah. Though you're correct, B, they should have knowledge of parliamentary procedure. Even though, you do have a parliamentarian advisor, you should at least have some basics because you can't have the person,
right.
So...
Well, I don't think we need to go over that one. That's pretty straightforward.
We haven't had a show since the New Hampshire convention, have we?
I don't think so.
No, I got to tell you something funny. I have to take my glasses off for this one. This is serious.
She's already taking her stuff off.
So, at the New Hampshire convention, so I was helping out Nolan. Yeah. Remember, Nolan became chair. Never expected to become chair. It was because of that whole Gilletta Jarvis thing. So he
had a case of the
the Alex Merced.
Yeah, he had a case of Merced. Yeah,
but he's such a sweetheart. He is such a nice guy. So he had to do this convention. I volunteered a long time ago to be their parliamentarian.
Yeah.
So that everything would go smoothly, and we did a lot of prep. But and you're gonna laugh. Everything about this is funny. The next thing you're just really going to laugh about because you just will. So somebody makes a motion, then someone does an amendment, and I say to him, that's not really an amendment, it's a motion to substitute.
Oh boy.
Okay, now you already know. And then he looks at me like, what's that? So
he goes, oh.
And I explained briefly to him what it is. And then there was no amendments to the original motion. I explained how to do it. So then they went to the substitute motion. And then guess what happened? we had a substitute
For the
substitute, which I've never witnessed in the wild before, but we had that happen again at
Star Child wasn't there?
at the platform committee meeting. But before that, no, I've only read about this mythical creature, and you should have seen the look of absolute terror.
In everybody's eyes.
No, so the person was, and he looks at me, and I go, well, it seems something has happened I've never witnessed before. A substitute for a substitute. And he was like...
So it's like, what am I gotten myself
into? And I was
into?
like a little bit away because they didn't have much room to... I said, that's okay. I'm going to scoot right up next to you. And I'm going to whisper to you each step of the way. But we went through it very smoothly. But the look of absolute terror.
What have I gotten myself into?
but Nolan did a great job. It was a great convention, but it was the first time. But I'll never forget that look. He'll probably never forget making that look.
I bet if you had that happen in Orlando with Alex.
Oh Lord!
Not only
his hair would have just boing.
Yes, exactly. His eyes would have gone oink, and his eyes would have gone ugh, and his hair would have gone.
Don't make me throw this with the sounding board.
I'd have had to scramble the page up on the stage to grab him before he hit the ground from fainting. Yeah. Like, what?
But yeah, we did. Didn't we last meeting had a substitute?
Yes, we did.
And that was Star Child.
Yeah, it was. And I'm going, oh, God.
But that's what ended up passing, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was the omissions one, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
And that ended up...
I lost track of where the hell that was at.
Yeah, we had the any particular governmental system.
Yeah.
And then we had some amendment to it. And then Star Child did the A word. Mm-hmm. That was the substitute for the substitute.
Right.
Then that got moved to be the substitute.
Right, because I spoke against that. Yeah.
To be the main motion.
Yeah.
And it passed 8-7.
That's right.
And then I got questioned afterwards. Not really questioned, but kind of a jab. You know, as chair with your own rules, you could have voted to cause a tie. And I was like, I know, and I didn't.
Bitches.
Exactly. I probably will never vote this term, even if it is to cause or break a tie. I probably will never vote.
Well.
But anyway.
Never say never. You never know what's going to happen next.
I know, but I'm not anticipating it.
All right. My turn to ask you.
Oh, they're here.
It's just hand me a copy of Robert's. No.
You're at the bottom again.
You had it upside down again.
I can't help it if you're grabbing it wrong.
I can't. That's what she said. I can't help it if you've got it upside down. Okay. Saturday the 15th of February. Last year. 2 years ago. They were actually almost where we're normally at.
15th?
15th.
I'm supposed to be asking you.
Yeah, you asked me the last one.
Did I?
Yeah.
What was the last one?
About the...
The tie vote?
No.
Oh, so now we're back with you with odds? How do we do that?
No, this was the ability to preside.
Well, I don't know how that happened, so now you're on odds.
Yeah, that was Valentine's Day.
Now you're on odds. I don't know how this happened.
Whatever, we flipped at the beginning of the month.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Okay, you're the 15th now. Okay, fine.
Okay. All the following are rules of debate, except for what?
Okay.
A, refrain... That doesn't work. A, refrain from attacking a member's motives.
Oh, that is a rule, unfortunately.
Yeah. B, address all remarks through the chair.
That is correct.
Which rarely happens. C, use third person to refer to yourself.
No.
D, sit down if interrupted by the chair during debate.
C.
It is C.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
In convention, we don't normally do D. People just kind of crouch at the microphone.
They kind of step back.
Step back or
crouch.
Or crouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I normally it's like take a couple steps back from the microphone.
Yeah. Refrain from attacking the member's motives. Duh. That's not even
Yeah.
debate. That's just ad hominem. Homonym. I can't never pronounce that word either.
Homonym.
Yeah, that too. B, address all remarks through the chair. We rarely do that anyway.
You should, though.
Yeah. Although
They've been pretty good about doing that in the platform committee.
That's interesting. I guess they have been. Yeah.
Yeah, they have been. They really have been addressing
I tend to omit doing that just because I'm not addressing my remarks to the chair. I'm addressing my remarks to the body.
But yeah.
In other words, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to everybody else.
instead of squat. Yeah, squat. Squat is a word like moist. It's not a good word. Squat and moist are not good words.
Yeah. Yes. Good debaters crouch, or Aaron Starr squats. But anyway.
Aaron Starr's a good debater.
Well, I'm not saying it.
I think he's a good debater. He just doesn't know when to stop.
That's not a good debater.
Okay, he's not good at that one portion, but in general, before the point comes when he should stop, he's a good debater.
Yes.
If he would learn when to stop, he does drop some knowledge.
I wouldn't call it knowledge, but anyway, he dropped something.
I think I respect him a lot.
You weren't in St. Louis with me and him.
No, I wasn't. Was it 2018? He lost the whole convention because he didn't know when to stop.
And in 2010, he got thrown out of the treasurer spot on his ear because he didn't know when to stop.
But 2018, we knew the minute he spoke against something, it would pass because the convention was so irritated with him. And a lot of people do that. They don't know when they're losing the room.
In 2010, I was sitting on the end of a table in California. There was a microphone right here. He was sitting next to me, and he's like every single time something will be up and around, up, back, up and around, back.
He doesn't know when he's.
And I'm sitting here going, okay, I feel like I'm in the middle of a whack-a-mole machine. Where's the mallet? And finally, I told him, I said, Aaron, this is not a libertarian exercise program. Would you just sit down for once and let other people talk?
But he doesn't know when to stop. I also have that problem, so. Not as bad, but I also have that problem.
Oh, you didn't see me ripping a new one in Orlando. You weren't there yet.
No.
He was wanting to talk to you about something regarding procedure before we got up there. No.
Well, he wanted to invoke that rule of polling delegates.
Yeah.
Which was just to prove a point, and it was just like no.
And we were in a session. I just basically ripped him a new one in front of everybody.
Interference for me.
Oh no! I tore him a new asshole. Yeah. Okay. And I basically said, look, we're trying to get a convention to run here, and you're trying to gum it up. Sit down, shut up, and let the delegates do their job.
Oh my God, I'm having nightmares about this coming convention if he can't do a frickin' vote tally thing correct. Maybe he'll do good at convention.
I don't know. Okay, Sunday is in the middle of this. It's a Sunday, see?
Okay, and so I get 2 in a row because you're on odds now.
Yes.
Okay.
For business to receive proper consideration, officers, committee members, and the delegates who are principally involved in major questions must be able to know the approximate times at which the subjects will come up. Yeah, it's called an agenda, guys.
Yeah.
Next.
Okay.
But
But speaking of the taking a few steps back, so
yeah,
because they do not follow the rule at convention, and because I was illegitimately thrown off the LNC, and I brought this up in the convention committee, they won't follow the rule again. But we follow it in Colorado, is that the chair never gives up the podium. That committee chairs speak at a different microphone, okay? National conventions won't do that. So, and it does become very awkward when the say platform chair is they're giving a report.
As a matter of fact, we specifically at the last state convention had a second podium brought in to do that because I'm the one who set the podium up.
Yeah, we're doing that this time too because it's in Roberts, but because it was so awkward in 2018, whatever, somebody raised a point of order, so I had to step back 10 spots.
Right.
And then Nick had. Well, actually, there was a chair. I went and found a place to sit down.
Right.
And he would have to go up. So it was just this.
Yeah, it was this libertarian hokey pokey going around.
And didn't
they add a second podium though toward the second day of Orlando?
Nope. We never had a second podium. They've never done that at National Convention, and they need to.
They need to, yeah. Because once we did it in the second day of the last state convention.
Well, no, it was there from the beginning. The minute I saw that in Roberts, I insisted on it.
Because I'm the one who set it up, and it made things go a lot smoother.
Yeah.
So. And we had that extra microphone down at the parliamentary stand, which helped too.
And we're doing it this time too. There's 2 podiums.
Yeah, that's the best way to handle it. Okay. Oh God, this is an easy one.
Oh, good.
Which of the following is not a form of amendment?
Okay.
A, strike out words.
That is.
B, add words.
That is.
C, substitute for a substitute.
That is.
D, fill in blanks.
Wait. They all are amendments, aren't they? It must be fill in blanks.
It is fill in blanks.
Yeah. But what is fill in blanks considered? Oh, it's like a nomination?
It's a main motion. part of a main motion.
Oh, never mind. I gotcha. I thought I was referring to the... Never mind. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how substitute for substitute came up? Did you?
I just handed it to you. I have a chance to.
Did you do my other one?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I thought you did. I am.
Back in the lead.
I've been in the lead. I'm talking about overall.
Yeah.
Stop talking about the meeting. I'm talking about the session.
She likes her sessions, folks.
I do. I love my sessions.
She likes her sessions here in the basement.
Okay, so now I'm asking you, right?
Well, I'm going to go over this real fast.
Oh, what was... Oh, everyone knows that. We don't need to go over...
Incidental motion.
Yes. See, JJ knows all these classifications.
Well, he's been doing this for a gazillion years.
I hate those classifications. I think they're dumb. I think it overly complicates things.
Just be glad I've introduced you to Magic the Gathering.
It overly complicates things, I think.
Filling blanks, although not a form of amendment itself,
Not a form
is
of
closely related device which unlimited number of alternate choices for a particular spec in a main motion or primary
here's
amendment
A
can be done.
point of trivia. Suggestions to fill blanks is unclassified. So Roberts needs...
No, I think it's actually top secret.
Yeah, well... So Roberts needs to... They have something that they actually didn't shove into a category. I find the whole thing with these names of motion... to me, everything's like a main motion and everything else.
See, the problem... This is why I can't stand creating blanks, because it's like... Well, we're going to do spend blank on whatever. $10, $5, $3. We'll get an auction going on here. It's like, what the no?
And then you gotta, yeah.
And you got to sort out all the numbers. And do you want $2? No. $3? No. $4? No. $5? Maybe. $6? Even better. Okay, sold. No.
Well, I like blanks for when you're deciding on the date of a meeting.
That's about it.
For like an LNC meeting, we do blanks sometimes. Okay.
Yeah, they draw blanks a lot on the LNC.
Oh, fire, you mean?
No, I was talking about the looks on their face.
Oh, I was talking.
The looks on their face draw the fire, but yeah.
Interesting, okay.
Uh-oh.
It is a fundamental principle of parliamentary law
Oh, goody.
that the right to vote,
Yes.
A, by mail, be allowed, so every member will have the opportunity to vote.
No.
B, is limited to the members of the society who are actually present at the time the vote is taken
Yes.
in a regular or properly called meeting.
I'm probably going with that one, but keep on going.
C, by proxy be permitted because it is compatible with the essential characteristics
No.
of a deliberative assembly.
Needs bylaws for that one.
D, by a procedure in which the votes of persons who attend a meeting are counted together with ballots sent in by absentees be allowed.
No. That's elections, not our voting.
You are correct.
It's B. Yeah.
It's B. Though the other ones can be allowed
If you change your
if
bylaws.
you change your bylaws.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because I know that because of the proxies.
I wish they had said that because it almost makes it sound like this can never be changed. Mm-hmm. No, so you got that.
Yeah. That was an easy one.
Yeah, that.
No deserving of an explanation for
Yeah,
that.
everyone's got to be there. They got to be able to debate. They don't get all the benefits, but most bylaws now are allowing other things.
Yeah.
A lot of these smaller affiliates, including Massachusetts, allows mail-in afterwards.
Oh, jeez.
If you're not there,
Mail-in has disadvantages, especially if you're relying upon the now slower than ever post office to do the job.
But they also don't. So they can have a meeting without a quorum, and the meeting, I don't know if it's them or another affiliate has this rule. So where the meeting is in an uncertain state until the deadline for the mail-in ballots come in,
Right.
and if enough mail-ins come in to make a quorum, if they were present, then the meeting's valid. It's like a bizarre, and I'm like,
That is
no.
bizarre.
That might be Alaska. What are you doing? That's driving me crazy. Don't do that.
Trimming a broken nail.
Oh, that sound.
My pocket knife scissors. See?
That sound was awful. That's not a chalkboard. Did you do your...
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I'm not tidy. I know I had a chipped nail, so I was trimming it.
So who's... It's main... Oh,
I need to ask you. I need to ask you the question.
Okay.
Okay. Every member who has an opinion on a question should express it by vote A, and oh gods, A, and can be compelled to vote.
No.
You will vote. That's a NAP violation. B, but cannot be compelled to vote.
Yeah.
C, and cannot abstain without good reasons for which he must state.
No.
That's the same as A.
Yeah.
D, and has a right to explain if he abstains.
No. You don't have a right to.
Yeah.
Right.
You're saying B.
Yes. Yes.
That's one of those duh.
And we had to do this at the last platform committee meeting. In mid-vote, somebody started explaining.
Yeah.
And I had to stop them.
That was...
I don't remember who it
wasn't
was.
It wasn't Starchild.
Wasn't Starchild.
It was somebody else, yeah.
Was it Joshua McHose?
Might have been.
I don't remember, but I had to be like,
Wait a minute.
Sorry, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. What day are we going to?
As far as we want.
I'm getting tired.
It is 10 minutes to 5.
Yeah.
Want to go to 5?
Yeah, that sounds good because I'm getting tired. And we're already past today.
True.
I still got to do all this editing. And then
minutes and a few other things.
Yeah. I cannot even tell you how much shit I have to do. Each day I have, my to-do list is like this.
And Monday, tomorrow, you got to be at work like I do.
And to a board meeting.
Tonight,
like you
yeah.
do, too.
Well, see, which means, yeah, I'll be up there again tomorrow night, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The 20th. Mr. Seaback. Oh, I don't know. I'm tired. Okay. If the bylaws or rules do not prescribe how members of committees shall be selected,
At the bylaws or
the rules don't say how to select the members of a committee.
Okay.
A, the method can be specified in the motion to establish a special committee. B,
Okay.
the president appoints all committees. C, the method can be decided by unanimous consent or a majority vote at the time the committee is appointed. D, both A and C are correct.
Give me A again.
The method can be specified in the motion to establish a special committee.
Give me C again.
The method can be decided by unanimous consent or a majority vote at the time the committee is appointed.
Okay, and then what's B?
The president appoints all committees.
A or C, so I'm saying D.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that through and eliminating them.
Yeah, because for the president to do it, it has to be in the bylaws.
Correct. Yeah.
And you can always specify it in the motion, which is almost always how it is done.
Right. So, yeah. I just had to listen through it.
Yeah.
And by the way, for anybody who cares, with 6 minutes left in the first quarter, 7-0 Rams.
Yeah, so...
The stupid bowl.
And of course, majority vote. To me, this is an obvious. Oh my God, my arm hurts. My arm hurts. Wah. 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 Oh my God. I always feel like it should be, I'm going to see a big bruise there, but I don't. What?
I'm just looking at your arm.
Oh. Oh. My skin is so dry.
Coconut oil. Seriously, it's moisturizing with no toxicity, no bad chemicals.
I like bad chemicals though.
You're not Keith Richards.
I love my bad chemicals.
Okay.
Yep. What was that noise?
Anatomic furball.
Do you need one of these?
No, I need one of these.
Okay. I need one of these then.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Do you remember that LPCO meeting when Nathan Fauci's mic was on and he didn't realize it?
Yeah.
He went, oh!
So we're like, what the hell is he doing?
You know, I extracted that out. It's in a video.
Yeah,
Like,
I think he was attending a meeting on his toilet or something.
and then we were all dead quiet. So
Yeah,
it's like,
we're sitting there going,
I said, what was that?
no, that was me. I said, what the hell was that?
And Nathan was like, oops, sorry.
Yeah, I think I said, I was sitting there going, what the hell was that?
but the utter silence that happened was just a...
This was, everything it was screeching halt.
I think that was our first meeting together.
Yeah.
This is the same meeting I mentioned the pile of foreskins.
Which was the refugee from the bag of dicks. Anyway.
Oh.
Okay, anyway. At a special meeting called to consider purchase of a new building, the following business may always be conducted.
What? Say it again?
At a special meeting called to consider purchase of a new building,
yes,
the following business may always be conducted. May always. Okay. A motion to place a special limit on the length of speeches throughout the meeting. B, a motion to add landscaping to the new building. C, a motion to purchase furnishing for the new building. Or D, a motion to ratify an emergency action taken at an earlier meeting.
A.
Yes, it is A.
Yeah. I was wondering in my head if those other things are related to the building, but nah, special meetings, you got to be pretty specific. Now, at an L&C special meeting, they would have allowed the furniture and the landscaping in.
Do you know why the L&C has a headquarters?
Yeah, I know why.
Why?
Why? Is this a trick question?
No, it is not.
Do you know the answer?
I know the answer.
Are you sure you know the answer?
I'm positive I know the answer.
You're looking at me like it's a trick question.
It's not a trick question.
You mean this? Okay, yes it is. Do you mean in general, or do you mean why this specific one we have now?
Why in general?
Oh, why in general? I have no idea. I know why we have the one we have now.
Well, but they're related. The reason why is because when I was in California, I had a phone conversation with then Chair Mark Hinkle, and I made the comment in jest that they should have a national physical building. He took it seriously. The rest is history.
Oh. But you know why they have the one they have now?
You mean specifically that one?
Yes.
No.
Because they felt they needed to be close to D.C.
Yeah.
To have political credibility.
Well, we used to have the Watergate for that, but
yeah, but that's why they didn't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean that's why.
Which of course are not doing anything useful with that respect
Right.
at this point. But,
no.
Because the argument at the time, and I told him in jest, I said, look, you can run HQ out of a storage area and 4 laptops if you wanted to. You don't need a physical headquarters.
I think you need a physical headquarters.
But he took it seriously, and then they started the ball rolling, and here we are.
I do think
so. Yes, the national headquarters is my fault.
I do think we need a physical headquarters.
I tend to agree in a way, but at the same time, in this modern electronic world, the use of it is diminished.
No, I still think you need one. I do. But I don't think it needs to be.
But then
in
again,
DC.
we haven't had a state party headquarters
I think we need a state party headquarters.
We have at least since 2003, as far as I know.
I think we need one. But it's a cost
in 2003 we had one off of Colorado on I-25, and we held meetings in there, but that was about it.
But right.
I think we had some temporary storage in there.
Are you talking about Robinson's office?
I don't know.
The lawyer?
No, we actually were paying rent on an office space in a building right off of Colorado and I-25.
We claimed that one, like that was our physical address. Robinson donated.
No, that was different.
Okay.
Yeah. No, this was long before that.
And before that, there was somebody else who donated some space.
No, we were literally paying rent on this one because I was on the state board at that point.
Okay, I think we need a physical. I do.
Yeah.
But I don't think Nationals needs to be in D.C. In fact, I find it highly offensive if it's in D.C. or Alexandria, close enough.
Whatever. D.C. Metro.
I think we should find reasonably priced regional offices.
Not a bad idea.
But
not for regional reps to occupy the space.
No, but that way we could have staff in diverse areas.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good reasons, and but I think we need to sell that DC building. We can't even have L&C meetings there. It's ridiculous.
Too small?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why to have a building you can't even have an L&C meeting?
I know. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's a beautiful building. We could sell it for quite a bit.
It's paid for now too.
Yeah,
right?
it's a condo. It's an office condo actually. But...
Right. Okay, so do we need to go over this one? The question.
No.
Okay.
So now I'm asking you, right?
Yeah.
Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so all right.
Yeah.
I'm getting really confused. Oh no, wait, no, this is me. You did this.
No, I handed it off to you after I asked you the question.
Oh, never mind. This is still about committees. That's all. I guess I got confused. When the bylaws...
By the way, last question. We're at 6.
Okay.
We're at 5. Sorry.
When the bylaws provide
Yeah.
that the president shall appoint all committees.
Yes.
A, the president is also empowered to create committees.
No, keep going.
B, the nominating committee should be excluded. C, the vice president can appoint a special committee if presiding in the absence of the president. D, if the appointees are non-members, no vote is necessary for their approval.
Okay, reread that.
When the bylaws provide
Yes.
that the president shall appoint all committees,
Yes.
which they have to if the president is going to, like we said
Right,
before.
right.
A, the president is also empowered to create committees.
B,
The nominating committee should be excluded.
C,
The vice president can appoint a special committee if presiding in the absence of the president.
D.
If the appointees are non-members, no vote is necessary for their approval.
That's not D. C is a gray area, and I'll tell you why. It depends on whether you decipher the ability to appoint the committees as going with the position or with the person. If you go with the person, then C does not make sense. If you go with the position because they're acting instead of the president, then the answer is yes. So I'm going to throw that one out because it doesn't really, it's too vague. So A is what?
The president is also empowered to create committees.
And B was?
The nominating committee should be excluded.
Okay, I'm going to go with B, and I'll tell you why. Nominating committees are not something we normally do.
We never do it.
And it's one of these obscure doohickeys and Roberts that we occasionally run into in these questions, which throw us way the hell off.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm going with it.
It is B.
Okay.
It is B. Because then, like, he could influence who's getting nominated for future boards type of thing. It is B. That's
Okay.
always, whenever that's
Yeah.
on there, it's kind of like, you know, if a question is
Yeah.
all states have a certain law except one.
That's one of those obscurity ones
Yeah.
that we
now,
don't
with
do
the
with.
president.
That's the only reason I said I was going with it, because it's obscure. We never deal with
With
it.
the president and the vice president one, it actually specifically says in Roberts that the vice president does not get that power
Mm-hmm.
if they're presiding in the place of the president.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what they called it an administrative function,
Yeah.
and said that administrative functions do not transfer to the vice president or a chair pro tem.
Yeah, and see that is, yeah. And I can sort of understand that. I've always had an issue.
See, JJ says nominating committees are fairly common, not in the
Not an
LP.
LP, it's not.
We would find that highly offensive in the LP.
And highly discombobulated, because we wouldn't know what the hell we were
Yeah,
doing.
but we don't think a committee should be out seeking candidates. Like, that would just offend the hell out of libertarians.
Except for the campaigns committee for the campaigns director.
That's different. It's for public office.
Right.
We're talking about for our internal offices.
Internally,
That's what that's for.
Internally, hell no.
Yeah, no, those are for, like, nominating people for
Yeah.
chair and vice chair and
Because
all of that.
to me, that is an inherent conflict of interest by definition.
Well, I don't. It's, I guess, for societies where, you know, they don't campaign, you know, and it requires maybe certain very specialized qualifications. I don't know.
Well, then you make it a hired position to put out a job rec.
It's not a job, though.
Well,
It's not paid.
Yeah, that's part of the issue.
It's elected.
Yeah, but you make it into a paid job rec instead of an elected position.
I don't see any use for them, but JJ says they're common. I don't know. Maybe it's just my libertarian sensibilities.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. So,
All right.
we fit a good wall today.
So, that means...
Guys, I'm kind of tired too. Look at this luggage on my ass.
Yeah. I'm probably going to have to take a nap before I do anything. You know me and my naps.
There's a libertarian joke in there, but I'm
Yeah.
not going there. You've been violating the nap too much by not getting your sleep.
Well, it's also because my arm hurts, and whenever I'm in pain, I get exhausted.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it sucks the energy out of you.
So we'll have to figure out how we're going to keep up.
Right now, we're kind of in we're going to have to go into hiatus for a while because of all your convention schedule.
Or we'll just do some call-ins like
Well,
we did before.
maybe, but we've also got to deal with platform committee. We got We got one board meeting on Monday. If that's we don't have one before the convention after that, do we? No, that next board meeting will be the Monday after the convention.
What?
The next board meeting after this one is the Monday after the convention.
They never do it that
Yeah.
way. They make it the next month. Because
Right.
we have a board meeting,
Right after the convention, right?
supposedly. But you want to know what? Do our bylaws say that?
That the board meets immediately
Yeah.
post-seating the convention.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Well, it's just been a tradition because they're there anyway.
But it's always a stupid, non-productive meeting, and
Yeah.
I think they should just meet
I think
that
the only
Monday.
thing is to ratify the budget, but in this case, yeah, put it off.
We haven't ratified a budget in 3
Put it off to
years.
Monday, and the hell with it.
I'm going to put that note on the agenda, on the working agenda, that because people are going to expect it because we've always done that.
The next one's 2 days away anyway.
But I'm wondering where that came from, because we're not the only ones who do that. Is that required somewhere? So JJ, at our conventions, because the LNC does it, every convention I've been to does it. So at our conventions, immediately upon adjournment, the new board meets. Is that required somewhere? Because it happens at every single LP convention I've ever been to, and it also happens at the LNC, at the National Convention. The LNC immediately has a meeting with the new LNC once adjournment. He says, not in our... So it must be just a tradition of us.
I think it is.
Now, the LNC one makes sense, because there's certain appointments, like APRC.
Right. You have appointments you have to get
that have to be done immediately. Because,
and you're already there anyway.
Yeah, but everyone's exhausted.
Right. Oh, I know. I've been in one of those.
Yeah, no. So
I was in the one in St. Louis, half falling asleep and have glaring holes through our California records to get the money we needed to fight Top 2.
Some do it because everyone is there. Yeah, the ones at LPC are useless.
Yeah, there's nothing in our bylaws about it.
Okay, but LNC makes sense because they have to appoint the executive committee.
Yeah.
And they appoint the whatchamacallit, APRC.
Yeah.
What else do they appoint? And sometimes they set the first LNC meeting date.
Mm-hmm.
What else has to be appointed nationally?
You don't do a budget overview there, do you? No.
Nope. Assistant treasurer?
Yeah.
I don't think we usually do. We didn't. I think we're supposed to.
The one
do
in
that
St.
then.
Louis, they did that appropriation to California to fight Top 2, but that was a special circumstance.
Yeah. And the executive committee could have done that if they appointed the executive committee. I'm wondering if assistant treasurer is supposed to be, because that's a by law required thing.
Might be.
But I don't think we appointed our assistant treasurer last time right after.
I'm not sure either. So I think part of it's been traditional because everybody's there, but it was well as the APRC.
Members are there to observe.
Right. It's a convenience because all the interested parties are around. But there are some required
What's
too.
PAP? Parliamentary
Pennsylvania
something?
Parliamentarians.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to do that because we have a one-day convention,
right?
And we're going immediately into the gala,
right? And you've got the meeting in 2 days anyway, so there's no reason for it to do.
Yep. Good. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to add that to the convention committee.
But then we got that going on. We've got convention committee is going to be done next month, obviously, except for the post-mortem one, which can handle not immediately afterwards.
So much to do.
Platform is still going on. Style committee is temporarily shelved until after the convention. That's no hurry.
So in the car, we're driving to New Mexico. With Daniel Lutz is in the car with me. And I'm like, I got to write my damn convention committee report. Oh, Parliamentary Association of Parliamentarians.
I was right. Thank you.
Pennsylvania.
That's why I said Pennsylvania Parliamentarians.
So Daniel's in the car, and I'm like, damn, I got to write the convention committee report. And he looks back, sorry. I'm like, yeah, fuck you.
Well, the good... Richard Brown. Did you scream at me?
I did disagree with you. I was just telling him what Robert said about this was special committees, not special meetings. This was a special committee. I still disagree with you about that. The question was about committees, not about meetings. Roberts explicitly says committees.
Yeah.
So I did disagree with you in that opinion. I still disagree with you in that opinion. Right. But this was about committees, and it clearly says committees.
Yeah.
So, speaking of that, though,
yes.
So I don't know if you watched or you were watching. I did a stream the other day, and I'd said Richard he came to the platform committee meeting.
Yes.
And Richard, are you?
Yeah, I was watching that one. Yeah.
Richard, have you been invited to the bylaws committee meetings? Because that would be entirely stupid if the bylaws committee is not having the convention parliamentarian there. Because I already know they're making a mess of it. I doubt I'm just curious. Are you going to the bylaws committee meetings? You should. I'm not. And I know if you've been invited, you would be.
Well, trust me, there's going to be a lot of screaming bloody murder of on the Bylaws Committee report once it comes out. A lot of it will be done by me. Not because I've seen it, but because I've heard rumors.
No, I've heard what's in it. I don't think anything in that Bylaws report's going to get passed.
I hope not.
And I actually think there should probably be a shadow national bylaws.
Here we go again.
I do, because there are bylaws proposals. Actually, a few of them might be clarifying whether the vice chair becomes the chair.
That one needs to be taken care of.
That one will happen.
Yeah.
But some of these other ones aren't going to pass. They're not going to pass. I do think we need a shadow bylaws committee.
They need to sit down and look at and just examine the darn things and look at the language of how everything's all jacked up in there. And straighten it out.
You got people with hobby horses on the committee. That's what the problem is. It's not for the good of the organization.
And that's why they don't want someone like me up there, because I'll go in there and I'll fix the damn thing.
I don't agree. We're not going to argue about this anymore, Richard. Plus, it deals with Vermont, and I wasn't their parliamentarian. I don't know all of the circumstances, so I'm not going to speak from ignorance or, or argue when the parliamentarian who was their parliamentarian isn't here to defend her advice. Mm-hmm. So I'm not even going into Vermont any longer. Plus, well, there's a whole other thing.
See, the LNC is scared to have me on the National Bylaws Committee. And I'll tell you exactly why. It's because...
Well, Richard, you shouldn't have to ask to be invited. I know you're being very diplomatic here, and I appreciate that because that's your job.
Just show up, man.
Oh, he has asked. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, just show up.
Well, they don't publicize their meetings.
Oh, really?
As far as I know. They certainly don't send out emails for members to be there.
No, I haven't seen any.
Not like we do.
Yeah, because I'd show up if it was.
So...
Because I'd be polluting their chat with saying, this is effed up, this is effed up, this is what the hell are you doing?
And
no,
they'll
this
throw
is
you
wrong,
out.
and so on.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, they don't want to hear members' opinions who actually know what they're talking about.
But did you see when JJ said in comments, I said that JJ should come, and I'm like, no, don't, because you'll be telling me I'm doing everything wrong. And he said, no, I'd just scowl the whole time. That would throw me off my game.
But yeah, I felt it for years. They don't want me on there because I will go in there and I will overhaul everything, and they won't like it because I will point out where the problems are that they don't want to look at.
I voted for you each time.
I appreciate that.
You know that. You've
yes,
seen
I
the
do.
votes. All right, everyone. That is...
The problem isn't you. The problem is the rest of them.
You got... Actually, last time, you almost got an alternate last time. And so many people resigned from the committee this time. If you were alternate, you would have gotten on the committee. Because Ken was an alternate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you should
I would be very concerned. Concerned is probably put mildly. I'm terrified by some of what I've heard from about it. I'm convinced that the committee's going to eat them alive. And
the committee? You mean the convention?
The convention is going to eat the committee alive.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, hell the fuck no. I am glad the platform report is first, so we're don't have the soured attitude that's going to come from that bylaws committee.
And to be fair, the majority of the stuff we're looking at in the platform committee from the previous one, both of them are pretty decent proposals.
We haven't gotten to the very controversial
I know
ones
that,
yet.
But even some of those aren't so bad.
Yeah. No, I don't think any. Well,
no, I've done my usual analysis of what I think about them, and I'm working off of that in our meetings.
Yeah.
So.
All right, everyone, that is it for today, and I think we'll be able to fit in some other stuff, but
we'll figure something out.
All right, when we do is this the closing? Yes, this is the closing.
Especially being pretty much such powerless and unproper positioning.
Well, no, I don't think anyone on the LNC is a CIA asset because I think we are perfectly capable of screwing ourselves up to the level of government screw up on our own. And
besides, you're assuming the I is present in there.
Well, there's no I present in the... Right, okay.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. All right, everyone, have a good night, and we'll see you whenever we see you, because we don't know when that will be. Bye-bye.
Viva! Let's hear the opposition side. Like a stubborn donkey's bray. All opposed? You say nay. Opposed! Opposed! The motion carries anyway.